Ah.
Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest. Possibly keep the simori. Tell me only for us, oh yeah. Come on, Naija, me. To defend our unity, uphold our honor and glory. Possibly keep the simori. Tell me only for us, oh yeah. Come on, Naija, me.
Ẹ̀kálẹ́ lọ́dẹ̀ yìí níbikíbi tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáláyé a kí yín káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà lórí iléeṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣọ̀n Heritage tí à ń pè ní nǹkan tiwantiwa. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè fún ààbò tó wà lórí wa. A dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣe fún wa. We want to thank everybody for joining us today. This is Heritage Television Adult Talk. Adult Talk doesn't mean that kind of adult. If you have a dirty mind, that's not what I'm talking about. Or maybe I shouldn't call it adult talk. Maybe I should call it elderly talk. Or maybe elderly talk. Something that has to do with the advice we can get from our elderly people. When we say we get home, we have to greet them. We're not waiting for them to greet us. We have to respect the elders. We have to do it the way the elders in those days are doing it, that everything was going smooth. I want you to find something to sit on. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your water, grab whatever you need, take some biscuit, put a very big bowl of rice in front of you, and if you want eba, amala, pandedam. Wá dé jẹ́ pé dodo àti dùndún náà ni ó bá ti jẹ́ bọ́ọ̀lì àtẹ̀pà náà lè fẹ́ wá sí tòsí. Kó má dé jẹ́ gúgúrú bí àṣà àwọn olóyìnbó náà ni kò sí nǹkan tí kò dá nínú gbogbo ẹ̀. Please, let's move on swiftly. I've got some finely selected people here with me tonight that we will be talking about everything to make our country better. I didn't have the over 60s, over 70s only. I have the young ones as well. I actually get it 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus, and 70 plus. So I have a very mixed variety that will give us what we want. I didn't remember to shave my beard today, but don't worry about it. That is not the most important thing. The most important thing is actually to get the information across to the whole world so that we learn. First of all, I'm going to reveal my guests tonight. The Shonshore of our society. First of all, I want to thank everybody joining us. Deborah, is today your first time here? Because I don't know why you've been welcome. Let me see. Is today the first day of Deborah Abayomi? Are you a JJC among us? If you're a JJC, you're welcome to the show. You're welcome to the house. This is your house. This is your platform. A platform for everyone that will make everyone happy. Can I say something to you? Please like, share, make it go viral. Let everybody hear about this because it's very important that we go for what we want to do. One nation. I don't know about one nation. I don't know what you mean by one nation. Maybe you mean one Oduduwa. One nation where all, maybe something like that. So let's go for it. Let's introduce the guest for tonight. So you can see I'm going to go to the elder first to make sure we do it. Good evening from Chicago, Chicagotarian. Should I call it like that? Chicagotarian. Oh, that's another new word. I'm sure it's not in the dictionary. But let me go to my daddy first, Otumba Falashe, who is in the house with us. Daddy, welcome to the program, sir.
Welcome and good evening. Ekale.
Thank you, Daddy. Otumba is not new in the house, so he doesn't need a lot of formal introduction because he's been here before, and he's still going to be. Well, Daddy, Emma Kwaje, Lágbára Ọlọ́run. So I'm gonna
Amen.
go to the next man who is Olumide Ojasope Titi Aye Hallelujah. Ojasope, welcome to the show, sir.
Ọ̀gá ẹ káalẹ́ o,
Yeah.
well done o, ẹ
But
káalẹ́.
we want to know you a little bit more because you're new on this show. You're not new to Heritage, but new on this one. So tell us a little bit about yourself. So dear fún wa nípa ara yín.
Olúmídé Ọjàsọpẹ́ ni èmi jẹ́, ìnagijẹ mi Ọjàsọpẹ́ ni. Olúmídé ni orúkọ mi gangan. Ọjàsọpẹ́ ni orúkọ tí máa ń jẹ́ ní
Orí ètò.
state name mi orí ètò ni orí ètò Ọjàsọpẹ́ ni mo jẹ́. Mo dẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹni tó yẹ kó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìlọsíwájú ìlú àti pé nǹkan tó bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin ìlú ká máa fáwọn èèyàn ní information ní nǹkan tí mo máa ń ṣe nìyẹn lórí Facebook àbórí amóhùnmáwòrán bíi online anywhere ṣá tí máa ṣáà ń ṣe nǹkan tí mo mọ̀ ọ́ ṣe nìyẹn.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún pípẹ́ta pé ìtẹ́wá. Aṣíndóde Fatai Ogunribido ìkan nínú àwọn àlejò wa lọ́jọ́ tòní. Ṣùgbọ́n àìsígbẹ̀là jẹ́ ká bá wọn ṣe. Let's keep talking about it, and when they finally turn up, we will just go for it. Thank you very much. The next person I want to introduce is not new. Ẹni tí wọ́n ti fojú ọ̀rẹ́ ní ẹni tí à ń pè ní Frankie ọmọ Bello. Frank, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Báwo ni?
Yes, ẹ ǹlẹ́ o gbogbo lé, a tún fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè wa Yorùbá, Odùduwà Republic. Well, I'm sorry for my Igbo brothers. Màá sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n fi bí mi o, èdè mi, màá sọ lórí alẹ́ yìí, so ẹ má bínú sí mi. Forgive me, Igbo clients, but I'll try. I know I've got fans across the broad spectrum, but I'll try and meet you halfway. Sometimes I might be carried away and I have to speak in my mother's tongue, my native Yoruba language. Good evening, you're welcome to Heritage TV, and I salute every other person, the panel on the show. You're welcome. Over to you at the studio.
Ní ẹlẹ́yìí máa correct àṣìṣe mi kan tí mo ti ṣe láti ọjọ́ tó ti pẹ́ wá. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé ó fi sí mi lọ́kàn láti tún àṣìṣe yẹn láti tún kọ lálẹ́. I thank God for giving me the opportunity to rewrite my mistake. I'm going to be inviting a lady onto the show. This is gonna be different. I think as soon as I said the lady just disappeared from the screen. But it doesn't matter. I'm gonna send her login details now. She will log in and she will join us. So if you are hearing me, if you know the lady called Princess Moradedun Adedoyin Sholare, I didn't tell her before.
She's watching. I can see her watching the show.
She's gonna smack the back of my hand because I didn't tell her before, I put her on the spot.
I can see Princess watching the show.
I put her on the spot, so I'm going to try and bring her in now. So the person that's supposed to come in, I'm sorry for that because I have to get her in as well because it's very important. The people watching from Dubai, I really appreciate you for watching from Dubai, watching from everywhere you're watching from. I really thank you. Uncle Frank, Ekaleo. And yes, we speak a little bit of French as well. Olaiwala Matthew from, I think probably from France. I want to thank you for joining us on the show today. So let me send the invitation to my lovely sister. While I'm sending that invitation, I will hand over to Frank Bello, who will take over the mantle of the show and give us a brief of what we want to discuss before we go to our daddy Otumba Falashe in a minute. Frank Bello, what to you?
Yes, ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà, kí ni ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà? Ta fẹ́ sọ, the words of our elders are words of wisdom. That is exactly what we want to talk about, and I'm glad that we've got the cream. When I say the cream of Yoruba land scattered, I've got my elders, people that are far more older than me. They've got wisdom. I'm learning from them. We've got them in the house, and I think at this particular stage, that ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà ta fẹ́ sọ yìí is about our love for our land, the Oduduwa Republic. We have to bury our differences. Gbogbo nǹkan tí a fẹ́ sọ yìí is all about Yoruba land. Political differences, religious differences, we have to bury everything because we have to think about the interest of Yoruba land. That land that gave everybody the opportunity. It is that land that it's a bond. Whether it is Bukola Odufaderi in West Coast of the United States, or my Egbon, Dr. Wumi Akitinde in New York, or Professor Banji Akitoye, our leader in this new nation called Oduduwa Republic. One thing is uniting us all together: Yoruba language. If I can speak Yoruba and somebody else can understand that language I speak, that means I'm united with that person. And we have to put all our differences together, put it aside, and for the sake of that language, we have to unite. Let's look back at the use of English language. What united the Americans and the English, the British, together? They fought themselves, but at the end of the day, what happened? They said, hang on, we speak the same English, the same language. Right now, we need to put those differences aside, and we need to unite ourselves with that language, Yoruba language. Maybe I want to hand over back to my elder to please take over from here.
Okay, Daddy,
Over to you.
it's your turn there. So tell us some few things, what we need to know, what will make our life better.
Thank you very much for the introduction. One of the things that unite a nation is the language.
Yes.
And thank you to the person that introduced this program tonight. The language that has united Yoruba land has united us worldwide. As a matter of fact, this language is spoken not only in the western part of Nigeria, but also in places like Cuba, Oyo, in North Carolina, Brazil, and so many other places in the world. One of the things that actually worries me today is the fact that we in diaspora are not encouraging the language to be spoken by our children. if you go to a typical Indian home, most of their children will speak in their dialect and the language where they come from. And it's a shame that we haven't done that. And one of the things that we are trying to promote is the teaching of that language in diaspora. I was opportuned to check technology. There is a Yoruba dictionary online. So to make things a little bit easier for our children who are in diaspora to learn a language. Since last Wednesday, I have actually been reading a book written by one of the great grandchildren of our father. I'm going to show you if it is possible. Bishop Ajayi Crowder. I'm going to show you the book. It was written by his great grandson, who actually has Sierra Leone parentage. But this family have actually gotten united all over the world, wherever the family of Bishop Crowder are, they still meet, and most of them understand that language. Then the Gambia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. And the man actually wrote a lot about the beginning of the problems we have today. In fact, I will recommend that book to most Yoruba people to see that the problem we have today didn't start now. It has started during the slave trade, and it's continued up to today. Because I read the word Fula, which means Fulani, because of the fact that it was adulterated. Fula were one of those people that invaded Yoruba land, especially this disintegration of Oyo Empire. So we as a nation should actually look at how to ensure that we get together. My brother Frank has actually said it all. Without the language, we cannot be united. I would, before I stop, say a little thing about language. I once had a non-Yoruba partner in my practice, and at the time we were actually with a client, and the only thing I could say was English, because I couldn't communicate in any other language with him. What if he had been a Yoruba person? I would have actually spoken to him so that the client will not understand. It's important, and it's important tool for communications if we want to have a Yoruba, when we have, not if, when we have the Yoruba Oduduwa Republic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Let's bring Ojasokpe into the conversation. I hope you are there, you are listening, you are giggling, and you haven't done this before. Are you shocked? Go ahead.
Concerning the Yoruba, I think what I'm trying to find out from what my elders, brothers, and dad have been saying, I think you are talking about the importance of Yoruba heritage. And then, well, Yoruba heritage and culture is one of the best I've ever seen in my life. But the only problem I see that is where we situated at, that the country we are in. That's the problem. But individually, every Yoruba citizen, every Yoruba Omo Odua, Omo Karo Jire, we have our own culture that is very special. Mo wà sure pé um, a lot of things dey happen pa àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, but the only thing tí mo kàn rí ni pé ẹnu wa ò kò, so we are not together. and we have not been helping each other very well. And then I've been hearing many people calling for Oodua Republic. Yoruba should have their own region back. I think that would have been a good thing. But my own fear is that if you look at the history, nígbà tèmi mọ̀, when I started knowing about when Yoruba politically are fighting for Oodua Republic, I think it was during the time of Alliance for Democracy. I happen to be a member of Alliance for Democracy, and then we are struggling that if we can get our 5 states. I think we have 5 states in the in Nigeria. There's the main state, main Yoruba state. Then there's Ibadan, Ogun State, Lagos State, Ondo, and then what other state? I think 5 states. So we are fighting for that. But later on, many of them digress because they've captured what they want and they're in government. So many of them digress from initial agreement, not basically agreement, but political agreement where we want to have our own state so that we can make control of all our resources, and then we'll have a betterment for Yoruba children, Yoruba citizen, whichever way. But now, during the time of maybe during the time of Jonathan, we are clamoring for restructuring so that Yoruba will have his own control of his own resources, because all these people later on they are fighting to go beyond what they plan for. Because initially, I think Yoruba during those days, Yoruba are planning to capture the whole 5 states, and then we from there we can be able to sit down and then regulate how we the Yoruba can sit down and make our own country. You understand? Even before the Biafra started the agitation, that's what we plan. But after that election, when some of them have started gaining power, money, and then they decided to derail. You understand? Even that time, they were talking about any Yoruba people that are there is a political party. If you belong to it, you are not Yoruba, you are Hausa, you are this, you are that. But later on, when they get the power, things change hand. Nǹkan tí mo fi wá believe pé Yorùbá wọn ripe ni pé after tí a wá jókòó pé okay, let's form a restructuring, let's form a national conference pé kí Yorùbá ká wo ẹni tó bá support wa pé ká lè fi gba part wa padà. So but nǹkan tó wá yà mí lẹ́nu ni pé that time mo wá rí pé a lot of people tó jẹ́ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, just because maybe they want to higher power, nígbà tí ọwọ́ wọn ti tẹ̀ nǹkan tán wá, they want to go more like controlling Nigeria. So wọ́n sì fẹ́ control Nigeria. So ìwọ́n tó bá yìí rò fẹ́ control Nigeria, Yorùbá ò lè possible. So nǹkan tèmi kàn rí nípa àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ni ẹ pé one, ẹnu wọn ò kò, àdẹ̀ kí n rọra lọ́wọ́. Mo dẹ̀ ń fẹ́ pé gbogbo ìtàn jẹ́ wà ń ṣe lẹ́sìn nígbà tó ti ń late báyìí sìn bí wọ́n ṣe máa ṣe, I'm just fair. But mi mọ̀ bóyá àwọn àgbàlagbà tó wà ní studio, they can enlighten me on what is going on. Maybe these people are serious. Àbí wọ́n kàn look at Johnny. That's Yoruba for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Olumide Ojasope. We're gonna introduce somebody else who has just turned up and joined the show. Fatai Kuribido, thank you for coming, sir. I'm not just gonna go over you like that. I'm gonna give the mantle to you to say some few things to us and actually respond to what Olumide Ojasope said. I'm sure you probably know him. You met before. I think you've actually interviewed him before. You've actually have a discussion on before. Go ahead, Fatai.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Honestly, I actually appreciate my brother, Ojasope, and I understand his fears. I understand where he's coming from. One thing about life is that when we are an entity, be it a nation, a family, in every setup that actually involves 2 or 3, 5, 7, 10 to 1,000 people, we can never all be the same. So we think differently, we act differently, and we have, different approach to life. So That's why, please, let's get something right about the Yoruba race. Our people have a distinct way of doing things, and we are so talented. We are richly blessed culturally, traditionally, in every aspect of life. And that is the prize that Brazil took today, and they're making Yoruba one of their lingua franca in Brazil today. Yoruba is taught in every school, and they make it their national language. And we are the real roots. They should be copying us, not we copying them. But let you understand the extent that Yoruba travels and the influence that Yoruba has in the entire world. There is no language in this world that is better than Yoruba language. And even one of our Yoruba researchers was even putting, I think by God's grace, very soon she will appear on this program. She was tracing the history of Yorubas and realizes that every language that actually exists in this world is traceable to the source of Yoruba language. Such is the influence that Yoruba language has. Now, responding again to my brother Ojasope, we have our Omoluabis. And on the other side of it, we have the Omalebis and Omelebis. So, by virtue of the way we've been placed in Nigeria politically, by those who are dominating us, who has made us who are our predators, those who have been rearing us as if a set of the cattle is being reared. They are the one that actually, fishes for those they think can actually betray us. And this happens everywhere, not only in Yoruba land. Let us ignore those people because their life is what they are living. They have short inheritance in this world. Let them go for those things of the world that will never, ever, ever go forever. In our own case as Omoluabis, we are going for the real thing that will generate a new energy we are going for a new era that will generate a new energy.
Try again.
Can you hear me? Am I clear? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear
Hello?
you. We can hear you. We can hear
Okay.
you. We can hear you.
So these times we are trying to re-energize every Yoruba blooded person across the world. A time has now come for us to rally around and tell the world that we want to call our own shot. We want to establish our own nation. It's time now for us to encourage every Yoruba blooded person living on this planet. Yoruba nation is more than Africa. See the spread that Yoruba has across the world. There is no any race that travels wider than Yorubas. There is not any race that is planted across the world more than the Yorubas. Go to Venezuela, go to Brazil, Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, America. We are talking about Yorubas who have been existing since the slave trade time, that can't even come home, and that has established those nations as their inheritance. They want to trace back their roots. We are the roots. And the time has now come for us to rally around, come together as a unit and fight for our right. We want Yoruba nation. We've been tossed around for a very long time. People have chosen our Omelebis and the Omalebis to dominate over the real Omoluabis. It's a matter of time. But whatever we plant in this world is what we are going to reap. It is a natural karma. Those who are trying to betray the Yoruba race, those who are trying to subdue the instinct, the talents, the vision, the destiny of Yoruba race, they are going to have their reward. It's not a cause. It's a law of karma. The time has now come for us. We should not look backward. Let us look, to the front and see what we can achieve by establishing our Yoruba nation. Now, talking about the real Yoruba, as is being discussed earlier on, yes, we can do it. When the colonial masters came, what they did was take our language away. And when a language is taken off a race, their entire destiny has been taken away. There is no way we can reason the English way.
Go on.
Am I on? Okay. There is no way you can reason in English language and your thinking is going to be deep-rooted. No. God has given a code to every individual living on this planet. God has given a code to every race living on the planet. Travel across the world today. Which nations that speak English outside of America and Europe that are really making it? Go to nations that are imagined as great nations. China, India, Russia, even Iran. How many of these nations who are imagined as great nations have sold their language inheritance? That's the reason why our development, our progress, our greatness lies in our language. Every language has got their own Owe, the Proverbs. Every language has got their own Ogede. Every language has got their own Psalms. I cannot put myself in the garment of a white man and say that I want to reason the way a white man is going to reason. That's the reason why the language and their reasoning is superseding our own reasoning, because we are not reasoning in the way God made us to reason. So these are the problems that we have been facing. Now the time has now come to snatch back our destiny. We must face it. We must unite as a nation. And those who are going to betray this move, by God's grace, I know they will have their own reward soonest, because it is certain. Yesterday was a good program. The leader of Yoruba, who is leading this cause, spoke yesterday to the entire world to give us the assurance that there is no more going back. He's been saying it for a very long time. Yesterday, it recushioned that vision. It has told us now that every hands must be on the deck to make sure that Yoruba nation emerges soonest, because it is getting too late. Before we are overrun by those who are already planning to exterminate the race from the planet and from the land that God has granted us, that our fathers inherited and we got from them. So the time has now come for every Yoruba blooded to come together under one unity, under one canopy of love. There is no way we can succeed unless unity thrives among us. Please let us be united. For now, I rest the case.
Okay. It seems when Fatai is talking, sometimes he get angry, and he actually want to punch the camera. That's how much he has passion for this, what he's talking about. Every time he's talking with so much passion, because if you know Fatai, this thing has been burning inside him for a long time. And when people are not even talking about it, he has actually been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And finally, he gets to that place where he's happy and smiling. But he still has so much
I
passion.
think over-excitement as well. Over-excitement. That God is making it to happen.
Yeah. Yesterday, I tried all my possible best to bring him onto the show, because he was working in the background. He was doing so much in the background. He was running around in the background to make sure things happen. But what I'm going to say to you, yeah, you can feel passionate about it. But a lot of people still want to still see your face. What happened? The light you used the other day, what happened to that light today?
The higher authority in the house, they are taking over. And I
They've
beg
taken
the Lord
light back.
releasing
Okay,
it.
yeah, okay. I like that. You know what? If everybody behaved like that, the world will have been a better place. So I'm going to go to Daddy. Daddy, what can we do, Otuma, concerning all this betrayal? All these people that wants to make sure that because they're comfortable, they don't care whether others are comfortable, because they're doing well, because they're getting money from XYZ. They don't care whether the other man's eats or the other man doesn't eat. They don't care. They don't give a damn. What are we going to try and do about them? Because obviously we need to educate them. We can't do much to them other than we need to educate people, because my aim is to unite all the southern Nigeria together. All the people in the southern Nigeria of today, southern Nigeria of today, because tomorrow it won't be southern Nigeria anymore. It will be individual and XYZ country. Daddy, what are we going to do about them? Let me hand over the mantle of this speech to you, and you can advise us, because you have so much experience. So go for it, Daddy.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. One of the things that we should always learn from is history. If we take the country that I live or we live here, we take the United Kingdom, a lot of people have actually been clamoring for the center to be disengaged, and that is for Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and England to have their own government. After so many years, at least one of the things they did was to have parliaments in different countries. We need to educate our people. We need to continue to clamor in the sense that we've actually been registered in the UN as a small nation. We need to make sure we actually ask the UN to ask the Nigeria to accede to our request. Many nations have actually decided to go their ways. The India of yesterday, India is today. Pakistan is out of India in its entirety. It's not like United Kingdom. Bangladesh is out of India, and so forth and so on. And so was Russia. The Russians decided to go their different ways. We should, like we said last week, not go for anything but jaw, not war. But if it has to go the other way, so be it. But jaw, let us talk to other parts of our nation. We have, in fact, agreed initially to restructuring with the Adamasingba conference, but that didn't take off. Like we said last week, actually got independent as a federation. Nigeria is not actually practicing federation at the moment. So we don't want to be part of a nation that is like the center is actually dictated. So what we need is to ensure we educate our people by letting them know that it is possible for us to have self-government. Other nations of the world have actually done that, and they are better off today. I don't see the reason why we, as a nation, Yoruba, we are all over the world, cannot actually form our own nation. One of the things that I know had actually happened to several nations is that the diasporans have actually helped to ensure that the nations achieved independence. What we need is for those in Nigeria to be educated, and those of us in diaspora also to be educated, and for us to speak with one voice. If we do that, the better for us all. Thank you.
Thank you. If we do that, the better it will be for everybody to be educated about the cause. Because the cause, if we all know about the cause, what we want, what we're running for, where we ought to go, the direction we need to take, if we all knows and we follow that direction, we will get there quickly. One of the things I've been saying to a lot of people is that this kind of program, you need to share it, you need to publicize it, you need to populate it on your page so that more people are aware of what is going on, how it's been done, what they need to do. If everybody knows what we need to do, it will make it very, very, very easy. So I implore you guys, I've got 72 people watching. I don't know how many shares we have tonight. So far, so good. So let's try and come on that one and get that sharing going. So we need to drive our sharing to 140, no, actually 216, because the figure we have there, we need to actually multiply it by 3. So if everybody share three times, so instead of 73, we will have, for 74 views, we will have more than what we're thinking of. So 74 times 3, that will be 222 shares. So let's try and drive that one up quickly. Let's see, what is it now? 36. So we need to do some work. Come on, let's do it quickly. Let's do it quickly and we move on. Everybody, share three times, please. Share three times, everybody. I know you might have shared the first time. Please share again so that the sharing goes away from 36 to about 200 and something, or maybe 108, 190, 198, because people have gone, it's gone down to 64 now. So it might be that it needs to go down as well. So let's share, guys, and we will continue. While we're waiting for that, can we go to Frank Bello again? He might have something nice or something terrible to say. Let's see. Let's hear from the horse mouth. Frank Bello.
I don't have anything nice to say. It's always terrible. Nothing nice.
You have
be
to do
honest
it
with
that
you.
way. You have to do nice as well. Come on.
Now, you see, oh dear, God help me. You see, let's look at because I think Mr. Ogunribido pointed out some facts, and I'm going to pounce on two issues. First, from my elder in the house, my Baba in the house. I'm coming back to that. But first, a lot of people don't know and they don't appreciate. Yoruba people, they don't appreciate the gravity of the spoken Yoruba language. I was taught at the publishing school that someone who commands, who's got a hold of another language, who can command another language, is somebody who is proficient in another language. Look, I'm not really a Richard Akinjide's man. I don't really believe we differ in our political views. The late Chief Richard Akinjide, and I tell you something, I respect the late Richard Akinjide QC, son, for one thing. This man has got hold of a good command of Yoruba language. I'm always fascinated when I see and speak. When this man speak, he commands Yoruba. And if this man wants to turn to English, the real proper English, you will see the late Chief Akinjide commanding English far more than an average Englishman, because he's got hold of the command of that language. So why are you not proud as a Yoruba person? Our alphabets, the Yoruba alphabets, the English copied your alphabets. Not many Yoruba are aware that the English alphabets was derived from the Yoruba alphabets: A, B, D, A, F, E, G, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. The English, they copied the Yoruba alphabets to make up their own language. So why are you not proud of your language? Why are Yorubas depriving their own children from speaking their own language? Look, to buttress, because Daddy spoke about Yoruba parents discouraging their children from speaking Yoruba language. And I want to bring in my own family into this concept. The very first trip I made back to Nigeria was during my days at Rumors, when I published Rumors, and I was competing head on head with Dele Momodu's Ovation. I did a stream on that, and I got to Nigeria, and my brother's son, I was talking to him. I was communicating in Yoruba language, in Yoruba, because here in England, I speak to my children in Yoruba. Their mother and I, we don't speak English. We speak Yoruba. And I was talking to my brother's son in their house. Yeah, high class. And then the next thing, Babatunde said, we are not allowed to speak. We are not allowed to speak Yoruba in this. I said, what? You are not allowed. That was when I called my brother to order. I said, what? Not allowed to speak? No, wrong. I said, look, if you think I'm going to speak English to you, you are wasting your time. As from now, here, Yoruba, Mama Beso. And I communicated throughout my stay, the 2 weeks, in Yoruba language. That is the damage Yoruba parents are doing to their own children. My children that were born here, thank God, when my daughter went to Nigeria, if I did not speak Yoruba language to her, she could have been easily messed up by the customs and the immigrations. But because she speaks English the way an English person will speak English, and because she traveled on a British passport with a visa, so the customs, the immigration thought, oh, Olabisi Bello, British passport. Ogboyoba. But they were mesmerized when they were about to rip my daughter off, and Omotekunbi Ekunlonjo. Omotemi Odensho Male, ó dá wọn lóhùn lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀, ó fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ kan tẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́nú wọn. Nígbà tó fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ kan tẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́nú wọn, wọ́n fẹ́ rip ẹ̀ off. Ọmọ tó ra bẹ́ẹ̀tì Gucci ní Heathrow ń bíbà ẹ wá ní kó wá san tax. Nígbà tó dé Muritala Mohammed airport yín, ọmọ tèmi dẹ̀ sọ pé kóun san tax wo ló ń fẹ́ san. Okay, ẹ lọ gbé jáde nínú ìwé ìjọba yín tó sọ pé òun máa san tax lórí nǹkan tóun rà from duty free, because they saw the receipt as £200. Wọ́n sọ Yorùbá, wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Ọmọ mi ò dá wọn lóhùn. Nígbà tó ń sọ gbogbo ẹ̀ tán, lọmọ wọn bá ara wọn sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá. Ó wá sọ, ẹ lérò pé mi ò gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ. Ó wá dá wọn lóhùn ní Yorùbá pé gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ sọ pátápátá lòun gbọ́. How about that? Can you imagine? Before I proceed, I will hand over back to you at the studio. Perhaps some people would like to buttress more on this.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Daddy because Daddy has got more experience than us. When we have...
Yes, thank you very much, my brother. Okay. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
These things stemmed from the colonial days. When I was at school, my school was one of those who taught Yoruba as a language, which you can do up to school start. And if you so desire, you can even do it for A levels. Because the colonial masters came and said our own language was vernacular, Ashakasha. How can our own language be vernacular when English, you must pass in English? In my school, if you don't pass in, unfortunately, French and Latin was also taught. You must pass, apart from English, you must pass one of the languages. One of them was Yoruba. But before you choose your subjects, whether you are Indian, you are French, you are from another tribe in Nigeria, Indigo or whatever, you must take Yoruba as a language, as if you are studying French. None of us knew French before we went to school, but we learned it. None of us knew Latin before we went to school, we learned it. So if we inculcate that into a curriculum in Yoruba land, I think they have started that in Lagos State. One of the things that the people that really taught in my old school were like Fagua. And I actually mentioned last week, those are the literature books and children read, apart from the African writers, which was What I mean, I know what when we were in school, all we were learning was Shakespeare and Chaucer. What has that got to do with Yoruba land? That doesn't even tell us anything about our history. What we need to do, in fact, one of Fagua's book was full of Yoruba names for animals and also another for plants. That are things that we should bring back to our national curriculum so that our children will understand. If I learned chemistry in Yoruba, I will understand an English language. Not that I wasn't proficient in English language, but at least it will make sense to me. Somebody was asking me to translate something to him in Yoruba today, this afternoon, which I did. But unfortunately, a lot of the words people don't will possibly interpret literally. For instance, atasapanilori, you cannot interpret that into literal English language. But those are things that we should bring back. Our literature, our language, our custom, our children need to know. I mean, like I was actually cringing for a lot of some of our books to be republished and taught to our children. I mean, there was a book I read, I forget either it was Odujo or Chief Odujo or Chidelano, Ayedayo Imbo. It tells us about the changes, how the colonial masters changed us from what we believed in the culture to English culture. I mean, one of the things I said to my son when he was getting married, he said traditional engagement. I said, kí ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Wedding nìyẹn, that is the proper wedding. That bàbá gbọ́ ìyá gbọ́. Èmi ò ìtẹ́fẹ́ ṣe church yẹn, màá bá yín lọ, ṣùgbọ́n that is Oyinbo one. But we should inculcate all these things into our culture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daddy. Much appreciated. For few people that have shared 2-3 times, I thank you because you've done it. Some people have done it. Some people haven't done it. I want to announce something to all our listeners here. From next week, 30 minutes a day or so, we will be reading some of the Odunjo's book on heritage for half an hour a day over a period of time. We've managed, courtesy of a very young, dedicated Nigerian, we've managed to get all the books. We've lay our hand on all the Yoruba books. Daddy, you're saying something?
Educated Yoruba.
A dedicated
Yoruba,
Oduduwa son.
Nigeria.
Yeah. A dedicated Oduduwa
Thank
son,
you,
yeah.
sir.
The lady, she has brought the book to the studio, and from next week, by the grace of God, we will be having half an hour a day reading that book, right? It's supposed to be half an hour a day, but it will be spread out in a way that the half an hour will be maybe about 4 times a day. Half an hour in the morning, half an hour. We'll spread it so that people all over the world can actually enjoy the live reading of these books. So from next week, by the grace of God, yeah, we will be having. Oh, you finished on the other side. Welcome, guys. The Bear friends have finished. They're here now. I can see them.
Nnamdi Kanu released all of them.
My brother has finished. It's a good thing. It's a good thing because we are all in this together. We are all fighting this cause. Whether you are Biafran, you are Igbo, you are Ibibio, you are Niger Delta, you are Upper Delta, you are Middle Belt. We're all suffering, these idiots. They're all maltreating us. So we're in this together. So the good thing is that they think we can't work together. But from the beginning
I
of
want
my
you,
getting involved in this,
Mr. Moderator,
yeah.
can I please seize the opportunity to announce my big brother who is watching the show from the United States, Dr. Wumi Akitide.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us on this show today. We love you. We want to see more of you. We actually want you to get involved with this show very, very soon as well. And
Yeah, go on.
I will like the indulgence of asking you to phone me in the studio and you can talk to us. Please get the number and
Yes.
phone me in the studio and I will put you out so that you can actually address us for some few minutes.
I would love if Dr. Akintide can phone the studio because he knows the story and he's a great historian.
Send him the number privately, not on the team yet because the lines are not open yet. Send him the number privately.
Yeah.
Let him call, and then we speak to him. Can we go to Olumide Ojasope, please? I think he's still there, or his camera is frozen out. It looks like the camera has gone cuckoo on him. So let's go to Fatai.
Yeah,
Who has
thank
a
you very
big passion. Before you take over, make sure you don't move too close to the camera. We want to see your face. And I'm gonna send you a link. You need to buy another light so that we can see your
Okay,
face.
I will.
People are asking me, is there NEPA where you're working? Where you are? Maybe you never have taken your light. But don't worry, we'll get the light sometime. So in the next few weeks. Oh, good morning, all. Ocha, where are you based in morning? You must be in Australia or somewhere that you are in the morning. Tony Godson, thank you for joining. Justin, hello, guys. Omobowale, thank you for joining us. JF Odunjo, that's the title, that's the name. I'm still waiting for that doctor's call to come in. So let's go to Fatai Okuribe quickly and let's hear from him. Make sure you don't fight the camera this time around. Move away from the camera so that we can see you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, my honorable the boss. Now, I think Daddy should know better about this. I learned about how Papa Awolowo experimented on the teaching of every subject in Yorubas. And I was made to understand that Professor Bafafunwa was one of the beneficiaries of that project. And maybe it's about 20 of them that were used to experiment on it. By the time they were coming out, they happened to be the best of all the candidates that sat for their exam. And they weren't talking about English language speaking. Everything they were expressing, their English language was even better than those who were taught in English language. So that is to say, when you learn a subject in your language, it comes deep-rooted into you. You understand the nitty-gritty of what is being discussed. You understand every aspect of it. That's the reason why today we are not as inventive as we should be. Because God that has constituted your body understands what you need so that that body can be complete. God that has created us to be black knows the reason why He's creating us as blacks and purpose that He wants us to achieve in this world, even though the purpose is being deprived. A lot of things needs to be explained to our people so they can understand that being a Yoruba or having another language apart from English does not make you to be inferior. The only thing is some people came over and they dazzled you with certain things, overtook your culture and took everything over. And today, you are serving as a second-class citizen. Many don't even understand that the mere fact that we are speaking English language in, let me use Nigeria this time, we are paying royalties for it. Many of these royalties are they are not announced. There are a lot of things that is happening behind the closed door that is not exposed to us as citizens. But those in government, when they sit on that seat of power, and the embassies are visiting them, these are where realities come about. What engagement, the country visiting us with our country, and these are areas that a lot of things are revealed. Even when you say you want to do this, want to do that, by the time you sit down and read through what has been obtained in the past, your hands are just down. You don't know what to do again because we have been completely entrapped. So our language must be Number one, because when a race is deprived of its language, it goes to show that the entire destiny has been sold out. In every, I mean, I know that we have competent Yoruba people who can translate chemistry, biology, physics, who can translate every subject, that technology, in everything.
Can I
Even a lot
can
of
I
people
get
have
involved in what you're saying a little bit, Uncle Fatah? You're gonna continue in a minute. If you look at
Okay.
India, they are at the forefront of technology now. They are the one running the technology industry. Because if you want to learn Photoshop today, you go to YouTube, you actually see someone teaching Photoshop in Indus language. And I look for someone teaching Photoshop in Yoruba language. I can't find any. So again, as a courtesy, we might have to actually find a way within the next month or so to introduce Photoshop training in Yoruba language to start all these projects, because this will go a long way. We have to find a way to finance it, because obviously some few
No,
things needs
I
to
think
come in.
you see, Mr. Moderator, can I
Yeah,
come in?
yeah.
Can I come in?
Go ahead,
You
Mr.
see,
Fatah. I'm still coming back
when
to you.
Oh yeah.
yes, you see, I want to quickly buttress this argument here, because in 1997, when I graduated from the London College of Printing with very good honors, there was this project that the Norwegians gave an award. And do you know what? The project. I was single-handedly approached by my supervisor, Charles McGregor, who was for almost 25 years the managing director and a commissioning editor at Evans Publishing in Ibadan. And he tried his best to make sure I was transferred as an expatriate to work at Evans, but the salary was not right. And then the second opportunity was from the Scandinavian country. The Scandinavian country pumped money into our own Yoruba language, because they wanted some to develop a Yoruba dictionary, big project. I was selected to go over there and then kickstart. Although I probably would have stayed more of my time in Nigeria working with Yoruba scholars, if I may put it that way. You see, we haven't got a defined dictionary for Yoruba language. That is where, you see, the foundation of our language is first develop your dictionary, because dictionary is where you will consult words for its meaning. We haven't got one. Any other dictionary that you find out there are copycats. We haven't got a concise Yoruba dictionary the way you've got concise Oxford dictionary, because we need, you see, you are bothered about what iya means. You see, we've got words that sound similar, but they've got different meanings. Have we addressed those? Yes, perhaps, but where do we have that part in the Yoruba dictionary that will tell you this is the sound? This is how iya. Can you see that? I-Y-A, iya. We've got a lot to do. And you obviously, we've got, you see, I was a product of the Oyewole brothers. Anybody who must have been through secondary school in my time, Dr. Oyewole, the Oyewole brothers, they wrote fantastic piece on physics and chemistry. We were first with Holderness and Lambert, and then Nelcon. But these were English authors. I was struggling, but thank God for ZAB, my father, and for the Oyewole brothers. They broke down physics and chemistry in a language that I was able to understand. Thank God for that. We have a lot to do. What if the likes of the Oyewole brothers were not there? Will I be who I am today? No, I won't. But they broke that down to the language. I understand. I'll hand over back to you at the studio.
Before we go, I want to respond to something quickly online. Hope, where is it again? Okay. Hope the Mrs. Agnes Briggs and Tony Unandi listening to how Biafra structure will look like. Hope Tony Unandi won't be scared of Igbo dominance anymore. Each region will have their government and their own control of resources. You see, guys, especially the Biafrans, let me lecture you. I want you to listen to this. Nnamdi Kanu is a very, very talented man. I need to tell you, he had that interview and he doesn't want hatred to continue. He wants unity. And you know what he does? He clear the issue there. He repair the damage there. He mend the misconception there. Can I tell you, that's the quality of a good leader, right? From today, I don't want you guys to express sadness emoji about anybody talking, because this will correct things. This will put things right. This will make life easy. We have to unite. We have a common enemy. Whether Yoruba from Oyo, Yoruba from Ogun, Yoruba from Anambra, or the Igbo from Imo State, from Akwa Ibom, from as long as we're Southerners, we need to unite and work in unity. We fight the common enemy. Yoruba people will say we have to send alatile eleyorojino kato parawa adiye. We have to send away the what's it called? It's not hyena. It's not hyena, and it's something else. We have to stay there, please. We have to send them away before we come and meet the fowl eaters, the chicken eater. We have to send them away first before we come and meet the fowl and say, why did you come out of your cage? I left you in the cage. Yeah, why did you come out of the cage? Right? Let's get rid of these people terrorizing us. Let's get rid of them first. We need to start showing love. If Tony Nnamdi didn't speak his mind, what's his name? My boss, my brother there, Nnamdi Kanu, will not know how to set the record straight. He's looking for love. Nnamdi Kanu wants love. He wants unity among everybody. That's why he didn't shove Tony Nnamdi's discussion under the table yesterday. He didn't sweep it under the carpet. He addressed it head on. He corrects the misconception. And that's how to be a good leader. So he's a very good leader. Why can't we emulate him and follow his footsteps so that we're still going to bring Tony Nnamdi back because we still want to make things. We're going to bring Samuel Epa back because we want to make some few things. And we're going to try and team Tony Nnamdi and Samuel Epa together on the show so that we can have unity and love between ourselves. We need to live with unity. We need to live with love. We need to work things out. Yes, if he has used foul language against Nnamdi Kanu, I will ask him to apologize. And I had a big, long conversation with Tony. And he's a fine gentleman, and he doesn't want one Nigeria. He doesn't want it. That is not what he wants. No. Maybe his tones. Some people don't know how to express themselves. And you know what? Nnamdi Kanu knows how to express himself, and he has given us the thing. So let's get that one here. Let's get that one clear. If anybody know Outlet, can you tell Outlet to call the studio, please? Can someone tell Outlet to call the studio? won't be scared of Igbo dominance again. Okay, we've read that one out. This is Yoruba English Dictionary by Kawade. Yeah, it didn't say what it meant. Okay, like Frank now. He just said there's no Yoruba English Dictionary. Right. He doesn't know how to express himself. What he's saying is that, what Frank, because when he was saying that, I picked that one up as well. And what Frank was saying, in essence, is that there is no straight because there's an exist between us. This is what we scare them more because when they find out there's unity between us, they will be scared. Daddy, let's go back to Fatai so that it doesn't look. I shot him yesterday and I shot him today. Fatai, don't move too close to the camera or come and box your belly. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, the boss. Yes, let me explain this to Mr. Bello. The Yoruba dictionary, when we were growing up, they were so common, and I can assure you, up till now, they exist very well. And it is a thing of joy to me when I go to social media and I see the fantastic work Yoruba's boys and girls are doing, trying to sing in Ijala, talking in real conk Yoruba language, proverbially. Because Yoruba is a gene thing. It's a spirit. Nobody can subdue it. When Awolowo died, I can assure you, if not for the deprivation of the Yoruba race, God has raised up many Awolowos. Because Awolowo was in a spirit. That spirit has come out of him, and people are having that spirit. But when we are having a wrong dispensation that is subduing your instinct, your remorse, or your everything that you want to dream in life, the best of you cannot come out. It's like a glorified child that is being contending with spiritual warfare. Wants to rise up, and the evil are saying, no, you can't rise up, and they are trying to disturb him. So this is the case in Europe. So people are subduing all our resolves at all costs to make sure that we don't come up. Now, to let you understand the extent that Yoruba language can travel, go to your Facebook and go and click in language. Yoruba language will come even with all the marks on top of it. If there is not any Yoruba dictionary, how come Yoruba is so written on Facebook with such distinction, with such professionalism? There are some people somewhere who really understand all this and they are working on it day and night. That's why go to Facebook and go and see the Yoruba version of Facebook. You'll be shocked to see the languages there. Yoruba, nobody can kill Yoruba language. The only thing we need is our researchers to go to the drawing table to go and see how we can sponsor the translation of every subject that exists under the sun into Yoruba language. That's all we need. We are a nation. We are a fighter, and we are spread across the world. Surprisingly, if you are comfortable with either Facebook or with YouTube, you will see many. I mean, it's so funny that Yoruba transcends colors. You will see a complete white person speaking in Yoruba. They are doing Ifa, and they are even naming their children in Yoruba language, in Yoruba culture. It goes to show, even with the root, the entire culture is eroding away. But those who are just, lineage, they take the culture more seriously.
I'm going to take it off you quickly because I need to respond to somebody.
Okay, go on.
You build a PC and you build an Apple PC or you build a Windows PC, right? And you said you program the Windows into a Windows PC or you program an iOS into an Apple PC. Okay. And you start letting the Apple to read Windows language, or you let the Windows to start reading the Apple language because of some program that make you to cross read. Somebody said from the womb, not somebody, my sister. You know who you are, right? You Godson, Tony Godson. From the one you are not Yoruba, but you are programmed into it. Yes, you can be programmed into it. The hard drive you buy, when you buy hard drive from the market, the hard drive has got no program. So you can either program it to read in Windows, or you can program it to do iOS. Whatever you program into it, that is what it does, right? So let me tell you one thing. When you want to pray properly, there are some prayers that you can't pray in English. They will tell you this. There are some
Exactly.
prayers you can't pray in English, and daddy can bear me witness to it. Daddy Otumba, you can bear me witness to this. There are
For
some
instance,
prayers you cannot pray in English. It won't go where it's supposed to go. You will just be wasting your time. But when the prayer get to that level, yes, then you will even forget about you forget about that. And if the armor, you need the
speaking
name
in tongues.
properly on the
Yes.
head, you change it to Yoruba. Even some pastors will tell you, if you want your prayer to get answered, because you cannot express yourself sometimes
It's
properly in
your own
English.
code.
Yeah.
Yes, it's your own code. Your language is your code.
Yes. So you can even you see, let me tell you one thing. You can write any language, but when you start putting the index mark on top of your letters, that is
Yes.
when the code is working properly, right?
Yes.
That is how
Yes.
it goes. So I don't
Yes.
buy the idea to say Yoruba vernacular. Daddy said vernacular. Yeah, we were beaten for speaking our own language when we were young in school, and that was a shame. Big
Yeah. Yeah.
shame. Big shame.
They will
Very
even
big shame.
they will even fine you.
Yeah,
You are fine.
you're fine for that. So that is
yeah,
very Daddy, go ahead.
can I actually, before we lose this point, about
Yeah.
one of my brothers said that in our late Chief Obafemi Awolowo experimented Yoruba being taught at schools. Yes, indeed, he did through his the late Minister for Education and also the eminent historians like Professor Baba, Professor Akitoye, Professor Bolaji Idowu had written so many books on Yoruba, even the gods of Yoruba. He had actually written books comparing Yoruba uh, gods in brackets to the god Oledubare, because he made us to believe that Yoruba people believed in God, the supreme being. And one of the things that Professor Babalola did before he died, he wrote so many books too. Ijala, Ariode, a lot of people don't even know what Ijala is. But I'm proud to show you a dictionary of Yoruba personal names. If you can see this, it was written by Professor Babalola and Olugboyega Alabi. I will say it in Yoruba, wọ́n yan gbogbo àwọn orúkọ wa yẹn lórí. For instance, when I was at school, what makes it easier for you to be able to write those accents was, for instance, my name, Falashe. You just say Midore, Olumide, Olumide, Remi, things like that. Ifa, Remi. So it was easy. They made life a little bit easier for us. One of the things that late Sage did for us was start to encourage the establishment of Longmans and Evans. You will know that even brother Bello said he tried to work with Evans. Evans is in Ibadan, because what he believed was, if we could get the books printed in Nigeria at that time, it would be cheaper, and children or students will be able to read their books or read our books. These are all things that we should try and encourage again. I mean, apart from that, the dictionary of Yoruba, I learned there is one, but I've never seen one. But it's up to us to encourage the creation of that Yoruba dictionary. And I know it's one of the things God will be my helper, is a legacy I will try to encourage amongst us all. Thank you.
Very, very in depth. Yeah. I want to appreciate one brother online. Ayodele Ojo. Ayodele Ojo have sent a message to us this evening, and it's actually offering us some few things that will make things better. We have on Yoruba Work Congress Facebook page that we have proverb of the day. Every day we go there and put a proverb there, and it's proverb of the day. Unfortunately, we don't put the translation in English there, but maybe we might start doing that as well. Ayodele Ojo, comrade, I'll change his name today. Please, on your Facebook page, change your name to comrade Ayodele Ojo, comrade Ayodele Ojo. As from today, you've just been given a new title, so your name has changed to comrade Ayodele Ojo. He's sending a message that he will like to offer us the facilities to start translating some proverb for us. He has the book, right? There's a consensus Yoruba dictionary. Okay, that's not that one I want to read out. He has. I want to actually read his message out to us. I'm happy to provide some copies of book or collections of Yoruba proverbs. These proverbs are translated to English with their usage. You let me know how we can discuss further. This is my own little token towards the development of Yoruba heritage. Kind regards, Ayodele Ojo. So that's Comrade Ayodele Ojo. You see, quickly I'm sending a friend request to say you have to be my friend. Oh, and the guy said his eyes is pushing him. You're mentioning my name. Yeah. Everybody that do things good, that do things right, we have to mention their name. And again, don't forget, guys, we have a GoFundMe page that we're promoting. It is very paramount that you support that page if you can. If you cannot, please share it so that others can actually see it. Every token goes a long way to do some of these things that we're doing, and we are very, very passionate about getting this one up to standard. Olumide Ojasope is back online now. Thank God. The maybe BT or whoever internet is using has decided to bring the internet back like they normally fail in Nigeria. Up internet. You know when they bring the light back and you say, "Hey, up NEPA." Maybe we have to say up internet now for Olumide to be back. Let's bring him into limelight a little bit. Olumide, I know your mouth might be grumbling, your mouth might be singing, your mouth might be saying some few things now, but notwithstanding, we can still go ahead and get some few words of you before your internet decided to disappear again because internet provider has taken your internet away again. So, but notwithstanding, let's do this one quickly. Can we see your eyes? These people will curse you if they don't see your eyes. Oh, these people here,
Yeah.
they're very democratic. If they don't see your eyes, they will curse you. If you know how much they've been cursing for Tayo, you will be so shocked. Okay, that's just for a joke. Anyway,
It is well.
as long as Fataiga is Yoruba, Iya Fiomobalale, thank you for joining us. Iya Oyiniloke Okun, thank you for joining us tonight. Olumide, what you are a keen promoter of Yoruba language. You are very passionate about Yoruba language. So also Yafi Oyiniloke Okun is passionate. She's passionate about Yoruba language as well. What make you think initially and respond initially that this is the best way? Because you've been doing this for a long time, and we've been doing this in English for a long time. But you said no. I don't want to do my program in English. I always want to do it in Yoruba language because it makes it go better. It's not because you can't speak English. At least we've been speaking English today, and we have some English program before together. Okay. Okay. Biggie taught me the language now. Up network. He said not up NEPA. Up network for bringing your internet for bringing your internet back on the show tonight. So, what are the benefits of doing your program in Yoruba language rather than in English language? What are the benefits? Olubide Jasmine, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, my Oga, my big boss. The reason is that first of all, I'm very happy that I come from Yoruba speaking world because anywhere you go in the world, if you are Yoruba, people respect you a lot because of our some of our past leader, past hero, Obafemi Awolowo from Yoruba that have been doing. Even in this UK, you will agree with me that it's like Yoruba is the only foreigner that is in this country, where even in America, some places like in America. So whenever you are in a place, you are proud. I'm proud to be a Yoruba. And then why I try to do my program or base my antecedents or my things on Yoruba is that I like to be proud to be a Yoruba person. And then most time I speak Yoruba, it goes fluently with what I'm doing, and people understand me. If I should said I'll be speaking English now, even to mix English and Yoruba on my own parts, it doesn't go well. I don't know how to. And then where I live, while I was in Nigeria, while I was brought up, I live in Shomolu, Lagos Island. That's the main place where they speak Yoruba mostly. So, and I believe in Yoruba. Even my children, I like them to be speaking Yoruba. You understand? Not that I can't speak English. At least I'm speaking English, but Yoruba is very good. And then I discover on internet that mostly if you are speaking Yoruba, you have more audience from all over Nigeria, because mostly Nigerians speak Yoruba more than other tribe. You understand? You get audience. That's why sometimes I tell some people, if you do Yoruba program frequently, you get more audience. Sometimes people believe that um maybe you have some other audience from other part of the world. Some people even be looking at you. They will even have some friends from another part of the country. When I'm speaking Yoruba, they contribute by even writing something that thank you, good work, because maybe I don't know how they get it, but Yoruba is a very unique language that if you are speaking it, people will pick out of it. They can pick what you are saying. And then if you look at it, I'm from Lagos now. Majority of them are in Lagos, so they can hear little part of Yoruba, ẹ káàárọ̀ o, ẹ kúṣẹ́ and then some other courses language that we usually use in Lagos. Gbádùn ni, kíní kan ni, all those stuff, they enjoy it. Some people even enjoy listening to Yoruba despite they can't even hear it. So that is why I love Yoruba mostly, and then I just love it. And then I just believe if I'm doing Yoruba program, it makes me flow. You understand, more than any other program, because that's the main me more. I don't know deep Yoruba language because I live in Lagos. I don't live in a village. I don't live, but the one I know, and there was when I was in school, I still have credit in Yoruba. I know how to put the marks on
Accent.
Yoruba. I might not know how to read it fluently, but I know how to put it on Yoruba. I know it. So I know Yoruba is best for me. And then when I'm speaking my language, people will listen very well. That's why I like Yoruba. And the Yoruba is one of the best language. You understand? That is why I like using Yoruba mostly. And I believe in Yoruba. If I believe in Nigeria, if not for all these things that is happening now. So now I believe I'm a Yoruba now. You understand? Like Igbo say they believe they are Biafran. Me, I believe I'm Odua now. You understand? Because I believe in Nigeria before, but because of the way things are going now, I don't believe in Nigeria now. I believe in my Yoruba Odua now. This is where I belong now. So that's it.
Olumide Ojasope for now. I'm going to spice up the program a little bit with something fantastic coming from the other side of the studio, something that will inspire you guys. And I'm actually trying to bring it now. 1 second. I'm just going to bring it over to you guys now. 1 second, please. This will spice up the program so that you know we are not just talking mouth. This is not only about mouth, but what is coming to a screen near you. I believe if we can do this in England, they should be able to do even better ones in Nigeria about this one. So, and I hope to show it to you guys within the next few seconds. Please bear with me, please.
Enter your PIN.
Okay, so this is it then. Let's go for it. This is what I've been talking about to you guys. This is something coming your way soon.
nǹkan tí mò ń sọ nìyẹn o aláwìyé ìwé
We want to bring this book into our focus here. So, and Iwe Kẹrin by Jeff Odunjo and Iwe Kẹta, we're bringing all this one to you very, very soon. So we will have time to read it and we will find illustration that will go with it for it as well. So a lady has actually volunteered to be reading this one for us very, very soon. And I believe this is the beginning of something good coming to your screen. That is that. How excited are you? If you're excited, show me love, show me love, show me love, show me love, show me love. Let's see the love then, yeah. Guys, show me love. If you're excited about what I've just shown you, I really want to know if you really want us to do that. And then the uncle earlier said is going to provide us from with the is there vernacular in Yoruba too, or Yoruba is the same everywhere? There's vernacular. We like to read it too. You want to read it for us, Mr. Wale Walata? Oh, you want to read it? Okay, thank you. Oh, someone is angry. I thought you were gonna show me love. No, that's not angry. That's You're surprised. We'll bring Yoruba. Let me tell you one thing. You go to the market here. If you want to buy pomo, you have to tell them you have to buy pomo, or they will not sell you pomo. If you tell them, what is pomo in English? If you go to the market and tell these Indians and everybody from not Nigerians that are selling all these things, if you go to the market, you have to say you want to buy Shaki, because the name in the market in the UK is Shaki, is Bokoto, is Esero, is Pomo, is Gary. They don't have any other name. And you know what? You go to the market in the UK, you'll be so surprised. These people, these Indians will be telling you, you want to buy Iru? They will tell you, right?
Locust.
Right? Locust beans. They will tell you what you want to buy. Up pepper, ataro, they will call it atarodo. Right? It's easy for you now. Even if you don't speak English, you can go to the market and do your shopping, speaking Yoruba only to them. That is what it is like. We like to read it to. You want to read it to us, or you want to read it to the whole world? Oh, Mr. Ojakusokwe on point. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go back to the discussion. We're talking about what we need to do to make sure the new upcoming Odudua runs successfully. What do we need to do? First of all, database. Database is very, very important. Database. You're going to have to work together. Everybody in the house has to work together to make sure we start getting the right database. We're going to be starting database in England within maybe before the end of this month, or sometimes in June. The Yoruba World Congress is establishing a database of all Yoruba people in the UK. Wow. And then they're going to roll it up across the whole of Europe. That was Professor Banji Akintoye's idea. It will not just be, we will start from London first of all. So the office in London will start taking people in, and we start collecting their database. We start having all their information, so that we end up with how many Yoruba people are living in Lewisham, how many Yoruba people are living in Suddock, how many Yoruba people are living in Luton, how many Yoruba people are living in London, how many Yoruba people are living in the UK, how many Yoruba people are living in Scotland. We will have all this breakdown to pieces. And you know what? I have a plan. I have something to say. I have a confession. I will sing that song. The band. Yeah? I have a confession quickly. Let me just go. If what I want to materialize as it materialize. So I'm still not going to say it anyway. But the person that do that will be the ambassador for heritage for the first quarter of 2020. The person that hit that milestone will be the heritage ambassador for 2020. And you know what? I'm going to send the person a t-shirt of Heritage Television. I'm going to send them a mug, a drinking mug of Heritage Television. So they will be and they will have a certificate of being the ambassador for Heritage for 2020. But the exam is secret. So, but you need to pass it. what a crazy moderator who wants to do a secret exam. Nobody will know it's an exam. It's doing things right. It's just behavioral selection. Behavioral selection. So, what do we need to do, Daddy, to make sure the database work? The database we want to have. Remember, the database is the issue we have with the American government that they said if you want to come and settle in America, you can't come because you don't have a database. We don't know who you are. We don't know where you come from. We don't know what you've been doing. So, Daddy, what do we need to do? What do we need to know before we can have a good database for Yoruba Nation, Oduduwa Nation? This has been organized by Yoruba World Congress. And before I go to that one, 11 o'clock on Friday, there is a town hall meeting. We're going to hear from our daddy again. It will be broadcast live on Heritage Television on Friday, 11 o'clock. If you're not going to watch it on Heritage, if you want to join the meeting on Zoom on Friday, you will have to register. If you cannot get in there, you can still come to Heritage. If you have to ask a question, we will put your question through live as well. So it's not a matter of I'm not there, I can't do it. No, we will still, whatever they're doing on Zoom, you will be able to do it on Heritage. And mind you, they might even see you more because we might decide to bring some few people in from time to time. Daddy, what do we need to do to get a good database for the Oduduwa Nation?
Yes, I can actually come in to let you know the first thing to do is that is collecting the data has to conform with at least the laws of United Kingdom. And number two, I believe that off the record, the Yoruba World Congress has actually asked us to fill in names and to support the struggle, and that is a thing that we can actually do. But I mean, we can start the database, which we need to explain to the people, to we Yoruba people, what the database is for and what we need it to do. For one of the things that comes to mind is about communication. If you want to communicate with people, you need to know their addresses. I mean, I'm not sure whether you got the letter at the beginning of this coronavirus from the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. He actually sent letters to every homes and offices in this land. But and that too buttress argument about people knowing, having been educated about what is going to happen, what our aspirations are, and a lot of people also can contribute. There's no knowledge that no one can. We can actually say a lot of Yoruba people don't have. We can get ideas even from children. I think we need also to include our children because most of them are also Yoruba. They are not English people, but they are Yoruba. So we would actually appreciate if all this compliance is the first thing we start. Thank you very much.
Licenses are one of the things we need to have it right. Frank Bello, the database, what do you have to say? Your input, sir.
Yeah, I think we have to spell out exactly what we need to capture on the database for Yoruba sons and daughters in the diaspora. Are we going to capture their biometrics or what? So we need to explain that, and of what significance is that capture. How will that data that we want to capture of every Yoruba student? Yeah, how?
Sorry,
I mean,
sorry
those. Yeah, yes, of what significance those data will be relevant to the Yorubas outside the Yoruba land? And if so, what about Yorubas that are inside Yoruba land? Do we need to do the same, or after we've securely get hold of our Yoruba land? But definitely, I'm pretty sure that Yorubas that are outside in the diaspora will want to know exactly the significance of that data that they want to capture of them. I'll hand over back to you at the studio. Maybe you want to tell them more in that line.
I will tell you what the database is going to be for. The database, we might not be capturing biometry initially. And if we are capturing the database initially, we will not be using it at this time. The database that the Yoruba World Congress want to capture is for the benefit, the sole benefit of the individual, so that we can check up on you. We can make sure your welfare is being looked after. If there's anything that you need to know, you can come back to us. You can support Yoruba World Congress. Yoruba World Congress can support you. The database will not be active in Nigeria until after the Oduduwa has been formed. What we're doing is we're actually planning in advance, so that when we finally move to Nigeria with all this database, we have a working system already. Because if you get Oduduwa Nation and you don't have a working system, there might be issues, there might be problems. So we want to have a working template already. In the meeting we had with the people who are organizing the Yoruba World Congress, the meeting we had with them, they actually specified that they want to have a working system before the formation of Oduduwa Nation. And it's not going to take that long anymore. And the only thing we could do is to actually run quickly and start forming this thing bit by bit. Every system we need to make it work. Name, address. We would like you to support us with the right address. With the right address. And I mean with the right address. Because if we don't give us the right address, and Baba want to write you a letter, and they can't write you a letter like Boris Johnson's write everybody letter, and they were complaining that some letter went to the wrong address. We don't want to waste money, post letter to you and it doesn't get there. We want your right email address. We want your right phone number. You will have the facilities to actually call the office, the database office of Yoruba World Congress, and change your address. Yes. Change your phone number. Yes. Your children, when they were born, when you register them at the registry office, we will have the facilities to actually be able to take them on as well onto the Yoruba World Congress, Oduduwa Nation database, so that we know exactly what is there. When you have a child, you will go and register them with the British government, and you will have to go to Yoruba Congress office and register your child as well, because that will be the database that they will use to get a Oduduwa passport. If you don't follow it, you might have problem in getting Oduduwa passport. You might have a bigger problem, because the days of getting 3 passport, 4 passport might be over. Everything might be done properly. When you lost your passport, to get a replacement is not a problem. It's not going to be a problem, because it's going to be a biometric passport, so that everything will just work smooth. We want a working nation. We don't want a jaga or borobo nation anymore. We don't want a korokoro nation. We don't want a magomago nation. We don't want a malu nation. We don't want a zoo nation. We want a proper Oduduwa nation. They will, do you know, in the Oduduwa land before, they have a system of knowing when a child is born on the wall. They write it on the wall. I'm sure Daddy will remember that time when they used to write, when a child is born, they will write the date on the wall so that nobody can forget it. Because Nigeria don't have a system. When I was little, I still have some few people, they have their birth date and things like that on the wall. So Yoruba World Congress is working hard to make sure this database is very, very, I cannot stress how important it is enough. And can I tell you one thing? Your data will be securely protected. And after some time, we will start rolling out the Yoruba nationality card, Oduduwa nationality card. And we're planning to start rolling all this one out before the end of June, July, August. The only thing that's delaying it now is the coronavirus lockdown. So as soon as that one is out, we will start running all these things, and all these things will be in place, and you will be a proud Oduduwa man. I'm sure nobody will burn the card and fire online, like some people burn their passport online. Nobody. Yeah, you want to say something? Okay, say whatever you want to say. It's your mouth. And when anybody, let me friend myself.
I think I set the pace for a lot of people because I think I outlined that on my stream earlier on today. Nobody's ever done that. Destroyed a passport. A lot of people were angry. Dr. Akintide was angry all the way in the United States. He phoned me personally, and I told him the little piece of my mind, in as much as I respect him as my Egbo too. There was a bit of a problem, but destroying that location 9 passport for me was spiritual. And since that passport was destroyed in flame, Nigeria has no peace, and there will be no peace in Nigeria. It was spiritual, and I sent a very strong message to all of them, and there can be no peace unless and otherwise my Oduduwa Republic is realized. If they want to keep their north as Nigeria, that's up to them, but I want, in my lifetime, an Oduduwa Republic, and there will be no peace. I'll hand over back to you in the studio.
Hey, you hand over back to me. Fatayo Kribido. Wow, what happened? NEPA has bring light back. Or what these people are saying gets to you. You see? Guys, this is the way to do it. If somebody, even if I'm not doing something right, please say it so that I can go and amend my... Look at Fatai. Look at him. This is the future of a good nation. A future of something good coming. Fatai, what do we have to do about this?
I thank God, because the spirit of Odua has touched the authority, so they are actually piping. They are just piping down, and so the light is back, so you can see my face better now. Let me remind people about this. Many Nigerians don't even understand that our current embassy was being owned by the whole Western region. That goes to show the strength that Yoruba has, even in this country. Many things that the Western region used to have were so attractive to them that it was taken over immediately. We were bonded together. So now, back to our main subject of today, which actually has been proceeding without a problem. Even our children, they have their rhymes that we sing. And in those days, when these songs are being sung across, you see the children gathering together in joy, in unity, in love, in everything. Or have we forgotten about the rhymes? Even when I came to this country and I started to sing the English version, I came, oh my God, so even all these things has been right from time. Don't forget Janton Notonton, Totutu Tosi Dara, Maduro Dojola, Awoko Nsure Dete. Only Owe ni Eshin Oro. Tí ọ̀rọ̀ bá sọnù, òwe la fi ń wá. That is, the real sentence that we make is sourced from Proverbs. So we have to remember, òjò ń rọ̀ ṣeré nínú ilé, má wọnú òjò kí aṣọ rẹ má bàa tútù, kí òtútù má bàa mú ọ. These are messages to the children, and they understand it and they do accordingly. We remember, òjò rọ̀ kúrò, padà wá lọ́jọ́ mìíràn, àwọn ọmọdé fẹ́ ṣeré. So all these things, these are spiritual children's songs. All these they be taken away from us. And we remember all the songs, Bataria Roko, Ka, Toba, Kawere. All these things Please, we want people who can revive them, because Yoruba nation is going to be a very distinctive nation. We are going to be different because everything is going to be sourced through our culture, our tradition, and our language. So let us understand that people crying for Yoruba nation, they know what they are doing. And those who have been predators, who have been pushing us back for the past, for even beyond 60 years, they don't mean well for us. And the time is ticking now. And the danger now is a lot of things have been planned that we don't even know. Nobody can say specifically where Nigeria is going tomorrow because nobody is being shown anything. All we see is the modeling that we read on the pages of newspaper every day. And what we draw from those messages are danger. We see what has been happening in recent times. So the earlier we rally ourselves together and make ourselves united in one love, the better for us. Than thinking that, okay, some people are Omoluabis, some are Omelebis or Alebis. It is not worth it. Let us come under the same canopy
Uncle
of
Fatai, can I put you on hold for a second? Yeah, Sister Aula,
Okay.
do you please call the studio, please? Call the studio, Sister Aula. Sister Aula, can you please call the studio, please? Go ahead, Mr. Fatai. Go ahead, Mr. Fatai. Go ahead, Mr. Fatai. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a clear call to every Yoruba blooded. Let us understand that in unity we stand. If we can stand in unity and the entire world hears our voice, I can assure you, within a short period of time, we are going to realize our dreams. And you can see what has been happening tonight, creating a database. I can assure you, every Yoruba blooded, they want to be part of that database. I know it. As long as it is well handled. And if tomorrow Yoruba nation is declared, more than 90% of every Yoruba blooded person anywhere in part of the world, they want to go back to Nigeria to go and develop the land. Let us give them that opportunity. There's no way that we, whose parents are rearing cattle, we are eating bones. There is no way where we are the source of green gari, and the gari we are drinking is full of stones. Let us go back to basics and understand that our destiny has been hijacked for a very long time, and time has now come for us to take that destiny back so we can live the life that God wants us to live. We can lead the black nation that God wants us to lead. And I can assure you, heritage is going to bring you all sorts of things that is going to enhance this project. And as long as we stand in unity, as it's a matter of time, we are going to realize our nation, which is going to be Oduduwa Republic. For now, let me just give other people the chance to talk.
Oh, wow. That is the quality of a gentleman. I can't believe how easy it is to get smile out of you know what? I'm going to have to release Daddy because it's getting late and Daddy needs to go to bed. If he's going to be doing this every week, we don't want to keep him past 11 o'clock ever again. Daddy, I'm so sorry for keeping you this long tonight. It's a shame that we didn't start early. Daddy, put in your last word before you go for the day, sir.
My last word before I go is nothing comes easy. We need unity. One of the things that we also always forget, we also need money to make sure that our goals are met. There's nothing that we're going to do that will not require money. The printing of the database is going to need money, the printing of letters. Most of the things we are going to do will require not only moral support, but monetary support. And I know that one of the things that actually helped us in the Old Western region was the fact that Chief Awolowo and his team had a lot of money and they spent the money wisely. And that was what made our foundation to be what it is today. And that is why we are benefiting. I was happy to see the JF or $2 Alawiye. And I think I haven't seen those books for over 60 or 50 or 60 years. If we revive most of the things that we did successfully, I know that there's no our goals and what we'll achieve will be better than before. But we should also learn from history. What divided us in Yoruba land, one of my brothers said earlier, is disunity. And to ensure that we have unity, people disagree. But it's the way you resolve a disagreement is what matters. God will continue to help us to achieve our goals. Thank you very much. And good night.
Would like to say a very good night to our daddy. God will bless you. You will live long for us. I'm going to invite in my
Amen.
sister Aulat, in on the show. So I'm going to be sending her a code to come in onto the show right now. She's not prepared for it, so it might probably take another 10 minutes. As long as she's not at work, she will be able to join us very, very soon. Daddy, good night, sir. We really appreciate you.
Good night.
That was Otumba Falashe, one of the elders, one of the main anchor of the program on Àgbà on Wednesdays on Heritage Television. So while I'm preparing Sister Aulat code, because she's a lady, she's a young lady that has so much in her brain, and I want to tap into that brain for her, for us to be able to get some few information of it, because the information we get of it will go a long way for us. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to handle the mantle of this one to Frank Bello.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I think I totally and utterly agree with Daddy Otumba Falashe that summed up everything for us in terms of the financial support that is required. And you see, when spirits are working together, earlier on my stream today, somebody posed a question, and I outlined to people on my stream live on Facebook this afternoon that both Igbo people from the eastern region and the Yorubas from the western region, they need financial support. Because that financial support, you don't have to overstretch yourselves, because we are the main people that are outside the location 9. We're the main. And that's why they've thrown this at your face. Shadia Farouk, that minister, threw it to your face. Now, because she did this deliberately, this is why you need to gather yourselves together. I indulge Igbo people. If it is $1 you want to use to support Nnamdi Kanu for the Biafran agitation, support him. And the Yorubas, if it is $1 every week, that will go a long way. And that $1 every week, look, I'm extremely happy that Daddy Otumba Falashe spelt this out. Do you know the population of the Southerners, Southern Nigeria, that are out there in the diaspora? By the time we put our money into one basket, Biafrans, put your money into one basket. Forget about those people in Nigeria, the politicians. Oduduwa Republic, put $1 together to support this actualization of Oduduwa Republic. I did make mention of GoFundMe on my stream earlier on this afternoon. It will go a long way, because you know what? You do that, we will all put Bola Ahmed Tinubu to shame. That's exactly what we want to do. And that is the way you and I and our brothers from Biafra can destroy them. They will be put to shame. They will not have autonomy or control over us. For us to take care of Eastern region and Western region, It's not in the hands of those who are in Nigeria, but for you and I. It's only $1. $1 would go a long way every week, not even £1 in England. $1. Let's make it a universal currency. $1 will go a long, long way, and we will put all of them to shame. Did you get that? We will put them to shame. So I'll hand over back to you, the studio.
Thank you very much, Sister Aulat, for coming. I really appreciate that. That was very, very prompt. You need to do one thing for me. You have to put your camera to landscape exactly like this. Put your phone like this, Mike. Yeah, and that will solve so many problems. In the meantime, Sister Aulat, if you can hear me, let your camera be like this. I think I lost her. I think she's not there. Yeah, she's frozen. So she will come back shortly. Don't worry. Let's go to another issue there. I'm going to be bringing Olayomi Koiki in very soon, because obviously figures will be coming in from Nigeria shortly, and I want to make sure she's there at the forefront of those figures. I've actually pinned the GoFundMe down to the bottom of the thing. I've actually pinned it there. So if you want to support, please do support in any way you think you can. And if you can, please share the thing to people that the thing might be useful for. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to go to Fatai Okurubido to give us some few statements before we get Olayomi Koiki in. Go ahead, Fatai.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Let me remind all Uduans listening tonight. We are having a big problem at hand. And that problem is, in Nigeria of today, we have been completely subdued and subjugated. And we have been completely harassed. And we are almost being taken off the map as a race. And as we are talking tonight, there is no single ammunition down the south, because everything has been concentrated up the north. And the reason why last week there were certain meetings that were being held in Nigeria, where they are saying that the Amatekun that is currently running at all our oppressors need the support of diasporans. And they are putting us together to create a committee that will launch the security services for the Yoruba nation. When the project takes off, definitely everybody is going to be alerted and we are going to be informed. This is a cause for our identity. It's a cause for, it's a one life. If we miss this and we give the opportunity for our oppressors to overrun us and deplete our nation, then the future generation, they will forgive us. Please. This is not everything is going to be accounted for. The gods of Odua are going to be sworn upon every penny collected, so that if anybody ventures to say they want to embezzle, you are going to be assured that everything that is being handled about the Odua project, they are going to be all Omoluabis, not Omelebis, not those Omalebis who are actually selling us for just pots of porridge, who can sell the entire Yoruba nation just for oil rigs in Niger Delta area. We are more than that. We are resourceful. We have talent. We have the best in the entire world. We are building the world. America, Europe, go to China. We are there in big positions in technology, in IT, and we are making waves. The internet can never be mentioned without the real name of a Nigerian. Let me just say Nigerian now. I would say Yoruba person, but because we are still Nigeria. These are the things that we are contributing to the entire world, but we are being killed in spirit so that our star will not shine to the entire world. The time has come now. And what really will paddle this into existence is security. We need to support the Amatekun. We need to start, whoever has £1 into the fund, whoever have £100, in as much as the project is for the security and safety of Yoruba nation, I can assure you, get involved, and nobody is going to put any hand in any money contributed towards the security of Yoruba nation. Very soon, the committee is going to be elected, as I was told, and I can assure you, as soon as it is elected, everything is going to be put in motion. Costs are going to be put on it. Whoever ventures to take a penny that is not being spent on this on security which is being contributed for, which is Amotekun, the causes of our kings will reign over them. That is, it is being discussed because the issue of Yoruba nation, the issue of Oodua Republic is not a matter of joke. People are advancing over it, and the diasporans are being informed that they should try as much as possible to form a sort of major body that will rally around every segment of our Yoruba clubs, groups, so that at least we are going to operate under a single entity, so that all our ideas are going to be brought together, all our mission, vision, objectives are going to be brought together, so that there will be no division, there will be no Omales, there will be Omalebis, and there will be no Omelebis. Please, as true Omoluabis, let us make this nation a reality. And your contribution matters. My contribution matters. You are one of the best in the world. Right now, you are being relegated as if you are nothing, and yet time is going, and we only live once. Let Oodua Republic be realized during your lifetime. Please be a partaker. May God bless us in Yoruba land.
Okay, I don't know why my prophet Fatai Okuribido always likes to swallow the camera, because I keep wondering, this man likes to swallow the camera for one thing. He said something. He said you only live once. What you
Moderator,
saying,
can I just, Mr. Moderator, can I just quickly highlight?
Can I finish abusing this uncle, please? He said something. He said you only live once. Well, I never know they said you only live once. I thought they said you only live twice. Okay, we're trying to. That one is the Prince Daniel. That one is the pipeline already. We're working on it, and it will materialize very, very soon. And Oladele is saying all the explanation on the caption of Oduduwa Citizens Data. Will the processing incur any charge? Also, will the ID issued to kids to air in the diaspora? Yes, there will be ID card for everybody. Everybody, as long as the parents want it. For kids, yes, we will issue them ID card for them. If we manage it properly, it will serve as a national ID card as well, anywhere in the world, because it will work if we manage it, if we do it properly. And with your help, we can do it properly. And about the charges, yes, there will be a little bit token for it, something that will probably cost you a can of Coke or something like that, because everything until Oodua Nation, if you want a passport, you pay for it, but you're not going to pay £200, £100, or £300, not even £50, not even £30 for all these things. The processing will be at cost. So be rest assured that I want to actually commend somebody. I want to commend this, my junior at school, Aretune Oyene. Thank you very much. I've seen you all day on this program. You are a superstar. So the star of the day is Aretune Oyene. I think he's just fallen off with this station in the last few days, even though I don't think he knows he's being operated by his dear brother. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for staying tuned. It's been there. It's been there since we started, and he hasn't blinked. He hasn't gone away for 2 minutes, 1 minute. Don't wee yourself. Oh. If you need to wee, you need to go. Let's give it to Fatai. No, not Fatai. Fatai has had his own bit.
Maybe
this man wants to say something.
Mr. Moderator, there's a comment by John Oridukpa here, who said, Mr. Frank, what can we do to prevent corrupt Yoruba politicians from hijacking this cause? Maybe you want to throw more light on that.
Okay. One of the things we want to do, right? I said before, with the days of indulging in unnecessary things is over, right? The days of doing things the wrong way is over. We will do it the Yoruba way, right? And because it's being operated from the diaspora, they can hijack it easily. They can't. And because the media is involved, and you know the power of media, media is very, very powerful. This is why we don't want their money. This is why we want everybody's money. We don't want single person that wants to flex their muscle. No, we don't want that. Yeah. And if you don't take big money from somebody, how can they control it? And from
Yes,
what you've
it's not
seen
possible.
here now, right, we give the people online so much power to do so much things. The other day I said, if you want to vote somebody out and you think I'm the next person you want to vote out, you can vote me out.
Uh,
And
yeah,
Fatai,
or Frank Bello.
Frank, we continue. This is a democratic society. We want to start practicing what we preach from here. If I am doing something and you're not happy with it, you have the power to vote me out. Just call for it and you can vote me out. And this is why I always try and have either Olayomi Koiki or Frank Bello online. You know what? If you want to vote Frank Bello out, you can vote him out. The only thing is that you
Yeah.
cannot vote me out, vote Frank Bello out, and vote Olayomi Koiki out. One of us must be on the show because the show must run. So apart from that,
Yeah.
it's a democratic society, and we've been proving it. We've been running like that. We've been saying if you don't like someone on the show for because of what they're saying is jargons, put them out. And the good thing is that you vote some people out that they got them so angry about it. And some of them are still angry up till today, even though they're not here. Does that answer your question, Mr. John?
Mr. Fen Babalola is angry
He's
because
still angry about
the
it.
same
He's still
people,
angry.
yeah,
He's
the,
still
the
angry.
people that the same
And
people
even though
that
he's a
voted
good
him,
brother,
they
but Mr. Fem Babalala
yeah,
is
they
still
will
angry.
still,
And
yeah,
if you watch the pattern, because someone complained that there are too many men on the show, this is why I'm trying to indulge the women to come in and start taking their place. Very soon, within the next week or two, we will have vote you out on your own show. No, it doesn't matter. I am not a presenter. No, I am not a presenter. You can vote me out. If I'm doing something wrong that you don't like, you can vote me out. I'm telling you the truth now. Maybe one day if I do something wrong, please try it and see what happens. You just ask for who is the weakest link and you vote me out. And it doesn't matter
yes.
who owns the show. Well, if I didn't do it right, if I'm not serving you, what's the point in sitting here and listen and you listening to my garbage? No, we can't do that. We can't. Can I tell you what? This is democratic. If I'm not doing right, you have a right to vote me out. If Frank is
Yeah.
not doing out, you have a right to vote him out.
Yeah.
The only
Yes.
issue there is that you cannot vote the three of us out. One of us must be on the show to run the show. Yes. Thank you, John, for responding to that. Olaiwole Matthew, does that answer the question, please? I need a response from you because I want to make sure we're doing things right. I want to wish someone a very happy birthday, and this is something we will start doing, and I'm going to leave that one in the honorable hand of Frank Bello to wish the person happy birthday. It won't only be me wishing someone birthday. Go ahead, Frank.
Yes, I think I want to wish Yetunde because she accused me that I never wished her a happy birthday and that other people were celebrated on Heritage TV. So I think this one is for Yetunde Olufumilayo Yetunde Shomi, the wife of Pastor. If she's listening to the show, I just want to say happy birthday to you. And I promised you I'll send this over to Mr. Thomas. Unfortunately, we were really tight for production time, so we should have probably get something out from your wall on your Facebook. But I'm seizing this opportunity. Olufumilayo Yetunde Shomi, the husband is a pastor. So happy birthday, and I hope this satisfies your heart. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Now over to you at the studio.
Okay, thank you very much. Frank, you're very lucky because if you have not explained that the husband of the pastor, maybe these people here will have killed you. Yeah. Olaiwale Matthew, thank you very much for your understanding. And Akobi Odudua, oh my God, I'm addicted to Heritage TV. I can't wait for Odudua passport. Don't worry, before the passport, you get your ID. Please make sure you're the first one that get the ID. Another thing we're trying to do is that very soon, when the office is ready, we will be bringing people in for induction into the new Odudua. What is expected of you as an Odudua person, and what is expected of YWC. And if you don't like what anybody, you will come to the office, you will be respected, you will be treated the way we want to be treated. You understand? And this is one thing we have to start laying the foundation. You have a right to complain. If someone is not doing something right, if you've not been served properly, if you've not been talked to properly, you will have a right to complain, and we will investigate and deal with it. This is not a kangaroo society anymore. The days of running things like a kangaroo, like an animal, like a lion, like hyena, like whatever you call it, it's over. It's not the survivor of the strongest. No, it is not anymore. It is not anymore, right? It is doing things right, doing things right, doing things right, doing things right. And we have to do things right always. We have to just do it right. We must do it right always. Always. We have to do it right. So, mind you, this is just the way things is going to run now. The days of crooked way of doing things is over. We have to do it perfectly, correctly. Thank you very much. Olayomi Koiki will be joining us soon with the figures, because I believe the figures are out. Yeah, figures are out. Go for it, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. The code is with you now. The invitation has been sent. Okay. So let's go back to, who should we bother now? I tried to bring my sister in, but the induction was not properly done. That's why she's frozen out there. So let's go to Fatayo Kurubido before Olayomi show his face.
Okay. Thank
Don't
you
hit
very
the
much,
camera.
Mr.
Don't hit the camera.
Moderator.
Don't hit the camera. Go for it, sir. Go for it. Yeah.
Sorry,
Thank you.
my people. Sorry about that. I'm just excited. So moving left and right, and then the back ache as well. So don't blame me. Yes. Now let us understand something about us. Due to many years of deprivation and humiliation, as Yoruba people, our dignity, our pride, our vibrance, confidence, resolves, elegance, everything has been almost taken away. Why? Because we are created to be generous, to be hospitable, to love. Tell me any side, any part of Nigeria where you have the concentration of other parts. If not, it's not mostly in southwestern region. This got to show how we are as a people, and yet we are the most deprived. Through what? Through divide and conquer. People who don't see beyond today. People who think life is only for them. But as true Yoruba people, we love to protect our dignity. We love to protect our family name. That is the reason why many people that are political actors in Yoruba land today, those who pick them to lead us, they know what they are doing. These are the type of people that they can choose, that they can use against the rest of us. And this is the reason why it is working for them. And that is why they don't care. If drugs are not developed, if electricity are not given, if water are not supplied. When we used to grow up, I remember, even up to my big village, which I call a town in Ibokun, Ibokun local government of Nigeria, Osun State, we lived to see how water pump was being installed. Village, the rural electricity, everything came there. And likewise, every part in 4 corners of the world, every part of Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation, the southwestern region in Nigeria. This is the way we were made, to take care of each other, to protect the name of our fathers and mothers. We want to actually embed our name in the history of that nation. That during the short period of time, a social family was holding this post, and that post that he was holding, this is what he has made of it, and this is the legacy that he has left. That is the way we live as true Omoluabi, and that's the reason why up to today the name of Awolowo is still in the heart of everybody. A man that single-handedly ruled Western region, and even the Western world were even commending him that if he happens to be chosen by the armed people, nobody would even go to oppose him. And we have so many Awolowos among us. But the spirit is being killed because of those who don't wish us well. For how long shall we continue? Are we going to continue like this? Let us join hands together and make Oduduwa a reality. Not for the purpose of anybody looking for any money, but for the purpose of buying our future, for the purpose of bringing our youths who are so vibrant across the world. Go to any part of the world, you see under 30s, young Nigerian IT experts. Yomi Koiki is one of them. There's something they cannot do with IT. And we have all this in hundreds, in thousands, littered across the world, slaving. Let us bring back our dignity, our vibrancy, our pride, our culture, our tradition, and let us make Yoruba Nation a reality. Please, may God help us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate you. Sorry, Loyomi Kiki, I mistakenly sent your link to another group entirely. I'm so sorry for that. Thank God for that. I have another question. One more question, please. What is the modalities for data gathering and to ensure correctness and safety of the data bank? Number one, we rely heavily on you guys giving us the right information. And the another thing is that to give us the right information is that if you are an adult, you will have to pay like a penny from a card, a debit card or a credit card to make sure the address you're giving us is right. So that way we can actually check the address to make sure that things are right, because we don't want to end up with garbage of information. And one thing we're going to do again is that we will be visiting some regions within the first few months or year of establishing the database, so that we can collect the right database instead of bringing you to London. If you're not in London, we don't want that. We will probably come to Manchester, spend 3-4 days there. We come to Birmingham, spend 2 days, 3 days. We come to Glasgow, we come to Wales, we go everywhere to collect this data and make sure these things work. The reason we're going to be taking like a penny from card is to make sure that you are giving us the right address. And that is how to do it, to get that one. The integrity of the data will be, we will ask for some few things, but it will not be compulsory. But your fingerprint doesn't lie. So by the time you give us one name first time with one fingerprint, it's not for any reason. It's just to make sure you're not ending up with about 4 or 5 different ID card, because you can afford to pay us £5 or £2 or £3 we're going to charge for the card. It's not that. We will take your fingerprint, and every time you apply for a card, we make sure that name still remains the same. If it's not the same, then the person will run into a very big problem, because they will not be able to change the name, because we don't want you to be bearing Mr. Ashafa today, and tomorrow you come back, you say your name is Mr. Adegwega and things like that. What system of government are we expecting in the new emerging Oduduwa? Several. Rule, the people that will be elected will serve as civil servants, not as stupid politicians that they get paid more than everybody else. No, maybe you will have a stipulated level and say everybody in the house will be on level 8 or level 10 or level 12 of civil service, and that is what it will be. Maybe the president will be on the highest level in the land, so he's getting paid the right money, but he will not get paid the way the people today are getting paid. So politicians now, they will want to fight the system, but it doesn't matter. Let them fight it, they can win. What's it? Okay, I hope that answer your question as well. If I haven't answered your question, please bother me again. This is why I said we will be bringing people to the office and educating them, addressing them, and then we will have to choose so many things from there. The kind of education that we get is because we want everybody to play their part. John, thank you very much for saying thank you. Fantastic. I really thank you too for actually staying by. Oh, just up Olumide. If you want to come in again, I'll send you a code quickly. Olayomi Koiki is there with a figure from Nigeria. Some people are calling it live scores. I don't really like that figure called live score because it's not a live score. It's a sad score. Sad. We changed the name today. We're not going to call it live score anymore. Anybody on that platform calling it live score, it is not live score. It is called sad scores. Olayomi Koiki, welcome to the fold. Any information for us, please? Yeah.
Well, a very good evening once again to all our viewers around the globe. We welcome you as we continue to say thank you very much for being part of what we're doing and part of what you are doing as well, because without you watching us, we won't be here.
Koiki, can I quickly interrupt you there? I'm going to interrupt you here quickly. You see, did you hear him saying thank you for watching? That is because you have better things to do than coming here. You coming here to support is because you want this to work. We need to appreciate you. This is what we're embedding into everybody. Yes, on the platform, on the group team, I said something there. I said we have a WhatsApp chat group, and this chat group, we're not putting people there, but we send out invitation, open invitation to every platform we know for now. And we invite people to join. And we said, we don't want you to say good morning, happy Sunday, happy new month, happy birthday, all those things. No. We want to run that political only and for information that will benefit more than 10 people. If any information you want to put there is only going to benefit one person, 2 people, please don't put it there. And I said something. I said, we didn't invite you intentionally. We'll give you a chance to either join by yourself, and if you join, if you don't comply with the rules, I use the word, I said you will be kicked out, because we don't want the platform to be spoiled. And when the platform spoil, it won't serve the purpose. What's the point in bringing junks to people's phone? And can I tell you one thing? The amount of things I've learned myself, the things I've learned from that platform. I was telling Olayomi Koiki the other day, I said to him, I said, do you know that this platform, I did not realize when you guys asked for it. I didn't say I want to do it. But some few people online said, we need to have this. And I said, well, if that's what you want, I use that language. If that's what you want, I will organize it. I actually asked the man to organize, but he couldn't organize it, so I have to organize it for him, myself. And it's working. So we want to make sure it works. It's not a social event thing, so don't come and say good morning on that platform. I will put the link to that platform again shortly. If you want to join that WhatsApp group, you're free to join, but it's by invitation only. You are invited to join. If you want to join, you can join. But please don't post happy birthday there. Don't post happy new year there. Don't post anything that is not right in there, because it's not right. I'm going to give it back to Olayomi Koiki. I'm going to take the GoFundMe out of the Tina and put the chat group thing in there. I'm going to put it there so that you have a link to join if you want to join. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the boss. And yes, this is not a football league live score. This is a reality. And yes, it's also a global pandemic. It's just that every country is handling it differently, and we just can only hope that the country will hold on as much as possible, because we are not even anywhere close to the peak time. The peak time in Nigeria, we're looking around July, and that is when the number and the figure might even go very, very high. We've seen other cases of second rebound. Pakistan had 2,000 people infected in one day, because they've allowed people to go back out. So let's go into it now. 184 new cases. It's dropped down a little bit compared to what we've been giving you for almost the last 3 days, which has been more than 300 plus. So 184 new cases. I will give you the breakdown in about a few minutes, but the total we have at the moment is 4,971. I'll repeat that again: 4,971 confirmed COVID-19 or also coronavirus in Nigeria. 1,070 people have been discharged, and the very good one that a woman, for one of those that was discharged in Lagos, I think she's about 90 plus, was also discharged from the COVID-19. The sad news is 164 people have died, but what I still don't understand from my following this coronavirus is that we've seen the cases in Kano, in as much as there was a lot of contradictory information coming out, but we do know from what the presidential task force said during their own response was those that died were coronavirus. Why is those figures not been added to what we have now? Well, that is all I'll be able to tell you. So that's it on the screen there. Let's now give you the breakdown for each of the states where we are in terms of the total figure. I can now tell you that Lagos is now over 2,041 cases in Lagos State alone. Kano State have got 707. FCT is got 370. Castina has got 224. Bauchi is got 206. And Borno is got 188. Jigawa State is got 141. Ogun State is got 127. Gombe is got 119. Kaduna is got 116. Sokoto 112. Edo State 89. Zamfara is got 73. Oyo is got 73. Kwara State is got 53. Osun State is got 42. Rivers is got 33. Kebbi State 31. Nasarawa 28. Delta State 22. Adamawa 21. Yobe 20, Plateau 20, Ondo State 18, Akwa Ibom 17, Taraba State 17, Ekiti State 12, Niger 10, Ebonyi 9, Bayelsa 6, Benue 4, Imo State have got 3, Abia has got 2, and the last but not the least, Anambra has got 2. You might be wondering where is Kogi State and Cross River State. The governor continued to say there is no coronavirus in his state. From what I read on the wire today, 224 came back as negative from the test that was done in Kogi State, and also Cross River State, no cases at the moment, in as much as they are very close to Cameroon border. So that is what we have at the moment, and then I will just quickly then take us back to some other news that was also trending. Let me tell you what are the most trending in the country at the moment. Hashtag to no Lagos lockdown. That is trending as number 1. And also hashtag level 3 lockdown. And also hashtag 3 more months. Then also Bono is trending as well. There's a particular case that I picked up of a young Nigerian, and this is why the question has been raised whether coronavirus is the only one that is going to kill so many Nigerians. If it's not, also the security operatives have also done collateral damage by killing so many Nigerians during this coronavirus. There's a particular case that is online at the moment, and that is a young Nigerian that the military has also now said it was a wrong killing. This young boy was killed by soldier in Nigeria. His name is Regin Bala, also known as Bobby. He was a student of University of Jos. Bobby was the only son of his father. Bobby was beaten and killed yesterday by soldiers because of 10,000 naira. He was told to run after being beaten and then shot. Bobby committed no crime. This is a murder, and this has been a very sad news, for the family. I've looked at the video as well. Like I did mention, also there's been a response from the military that killing was a wrong killing, and you only need to ask yourself what crime does it be for you to be in a country that doesn't respect not just the citizen, but also respect that the uniform that they have on is a uniform that is being paid by the public service. So I will go back to you in the studio and we can continue with the program while I will bring more other story that I've lined up that also relate to the conversation. But before I go back to you, I did listen quickly to an interview that was just completed just while we were running Heritage as well with Dele Momodu, Chief Dele Momodu, and uh, Professor Wande Abimbola. Few things I picked up from that interview indicate to me that he was once a senator. I'm just finding out myself for the first time. But one thing he said when he was a senator was those that were part of the group of this being a senator then were more worried, more concerned about the money being shared there, and just indicate that the politicians of today, whether they are there to serve the people or they are there to serve themselves, I'm sure a lot of Nigerians will be able to decide. And that is why we have to think ahead now that this is the right time for imagine a new nation where the military will not have the opportunity to kill Nigerians anyhow, and there will be rule of law. A lot of you must have seen a video here in UK where 6 police officers visited a house, and the young man refused to open the door. And as civilized as it was, those 6 police officers eventually, after 6 minutes, the video was 6 minutes, left the premises without breaking the door, without killing anyone. And that is why a lot of people are saying we've had enough of the situation that we are facing now. And if we are not being realistic to ourselves, we either being a victim or someone will be a victim. You might say it's got nothing to do with you. This young boy, as of 2 days ago, never knew that the same military that people have been saying during the Fela time, during so many time, end up killing him. And I'm sure now they put the family in a big mess. I'll go back to you now in the studio for now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, for that. That was very good. I would like to introduce somebody who is going to be part of the face of Heritage Television. You know, Frank is part of a face now. So this lady is going to be part of the face. She will be coming here, if not every day, but every other day, at least 2 or 3 times a week. She will always be here in the person of Aula. Hello, madam. How are you? Thank you for joining us today.
Very, very well, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Okuribido. Good evening, Uncle Frank Bello, and well done. I just like to add
Hello. What happened
this.
to my brother? What happened to you? You mentioned those 2 names. You didn't mention my brother Koiki. I know he's your son, but you
Olayomi
still have to
Koiki,
mention his name.
bless him. Olayomi Koike is my brother, and I was going to commend him after my comment that
Okay.
in line of what I was going to suggest, Olayomi Koike, when he joined the chat, he did exactly what I am to talk about now. He said, "Thank you to everybody watching us." That is typical of a Yoruba man, woman, Yoruba born person, ọmọlúàbí. Nǹkan tí wọ́n ń pè ní ọmọlúàbí nìyẹn. You know, tí ó bá jẹ́ gbogbo nǹkan kíkí ni Yorùbá lè fi kíkí gba nǹkan lọ́wọ́ èèyàn bí wọ́n ṣe bí wa bí wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe kọ́ wa nìyẹn. In line of that, well done Olayomi Koiki. Well done, my brother. God bless you. I have this for Uncle Frank Bello. Well done so very much, sir. And Mr. Kurubido and yourself, Uncle Heritage. Ikpe, how do you plan? How do you intend to imbibe the... Are you hearing me in the studio at all?
Yes, we can hear you
Okay.
loud and clear.
How are there plans in place? If not, I would like to say that you bear in mind that it is a laudable cause, Odudua, that we all ascribe to, but please bear in mind for all the leaders of Odudua, to bear in mind that there's a whole lot of work to do vis-a-vis ethics and mannerisms. Ethics and mannerisms of Omoluabi. Are there plans in place to imbibe these qualities, ethics, and mannerisms of Omoluabi in the general populace of Yorubas? Reason I say this is bear in mind that a lot of our people has been, shall I call it, they have been monster sized. People have been made in Nigeria to become monsters that they were not born as. Though they were not born as monsters, but they have been, humiliated. People have been dehumanized into almost becoming monsters. So let the leadership of Oduduwa bear in mind that there's a lot of work to be done in these regards. Some of our Yorubas have actually lost their culture. You know, some of us don't even know how to talk. And in getting Oduduwa to work, we have got to consider this. It is very important. Thank you very much. Thank you, sirs.
Thank you, my sister. Welcome to the chat group of Heritage Television. Like I said, uh, this woman is going to, this lady, this sister, she's going to be part of this. She's going to be featuring. When she said, it's not connecting, I said, madam, it has to connect because this is what you're going to be doing from time to time. The only thing I might have to do is to get her into the situation in which the way I'm showing is the way she'll be showing. But because they're fasting at the moment, she's been fasting. So this woman, if you meet her on the road, she's so beautiful, she's so good, she's so respectful, and she spoke elegantly, and I don't know the English to use again. I've been trying to get her onto Heritage for a long time, but now finally she's part in the house. She's the face. Every time we're going to be seeing her. Thank you, my sister. Edemi Yoruba just joined us. Thank you for joining. I need to address some few questions, but before the question being asked, I'm going to go to Frank Bello, who asked a heart-to-heart question for Olayomi Koiki. So they can talk to one another, the brothers. So, guys, go ahead.
Yes, I think Yomi Koiki, thank you very much for those fantastic pieces you're doing on furnishing us and providing us with information on COVID-19 from Nigeria. But the first question that I want to pose is, how are we really sure that the total number of cases that's been reported by that fraudulent NCDC in Nigeria are very accurate about the current situation of the report and the cases we have in Nigeria? And then secondly, I want to quote someone because Baba Obasanjo, that we all know very well, then came up and then said he went to Lagos isolation center and all he could see were happy people eating government money. Immediately they cited him. They started shaving and coughing. We've seen videos of people in isolation center jumping helter skelter.
Playing football.
How are we sure
Playing
that
football.
yeah, they were just happy? Some people said, oh, they're hungry, and as such, they don't even want to be discharged out of the isolation center because they know it is a free food. How are we sure that these numbers they are feeding us are not made up? Over to you, Mr. Quick.
Thank you very much for that. I mean, the first thing we've got to understand from looking at the coronavirus here in United Kingdom, first and foremost, there is about 30,000 deaths, and none of us have been able to see those bodies. None of us have been able to see those in the isolation center, even as much as we would love to. I mean, I saw a particular video, and I'm sure Heritage saw that as well, of some dead bodies, but that was something that we were not allowed to put out. And I'm talking about an hospital here. So what I'm trying to now reflect it back to is, is it something that the government at home just want us to see what the isolation center looks like, which is good. Then we can be able to analyze what you're saying now, because not everybody that goes into an isolation center is really not feeling well. It might be either they're going there just to cushion the 14 days, but doesn't mean that they have a huge symptom, because it comes in different category. I think that my worry is when we get to the stage where we will continue to see a similar pattern like Italy, where those that have the serious underlying. The reason why the death is about 168 as of tonight still means that the virus has not got anywhere near the peak time. It's just the beginning. Yes, we've seen cases like you can also mention, not just in Lagos, in Gombe State as an example, that people were even have the to come out of the isolation center, that they were not given any kind of treatment, not even the paracetamol, according to the those that were interviewed. So all these gives us a kind of second thought whether the coronavirus in Nigeria is a completely different virus from the one that I am scared of right here in UK. It took me almost 4 weeks before I could even leave my house, because I know that out there is dangerous. But what we are seeing now is people going into isolation center, people being isolated. But the reality is we need to understand that not everybody that will get into the isolation center will die, because people recover from these symptoms. But the reason and one big problem for me is, are they also using these as a media baggage to the world that, look, we have this problem in Nigeria and we probably will need help along the line, because we don't really need to see anyone. I mean, they could tell anyone in the isolation center, not to really give us those videos. So are they playing to gallery? And look, we've seen, I've asked this question even before the election time. I'm just trying to diverse a little bit. Why does it have to be that politicians have to give something and we have to know what they are giving us? And I'm told from those within the political party that it is a norm for that to happen, because if I go into that office and I've been given 10,000 naira, I'm going to come out and curse that same politician that I've not been given any money. So now the politicians want to show it to our face, and that is also what is playing out with this coronavirus. Because what we have been seeing coming out from Nigeria, the figure itself, I mean, I just mentioned it, that Kano, that we know that people are dying, Jigawa State, people are dying.
Yeah,
and we are not getting that.
In fact, I'm coming. You see, I want to I want to take our mind back to the north, because the northerners, they've got different culture from us, and then Islam is prevalent in the north. Now, those that died of COVID-19 that are not even registered and they're buried according to Muslim rites, where do we put those ones? Will are those figures reflecting on the NCDC's?
Let me give you the figure in Kano. And a lot of people will scream when I mention this number now. They'll be thinking that can be true. 33 deaths in Kano. That is what the official from Kano is coming out with.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But the real figures, Mr. Koiki, is far more than that, because these people can be buried, and when they are buried, the next day, according to Muslim rites, do we have the same number recorded by NCDC? No.
Well, it will only get worse if they continue to pretend or hide these issues. If they are not really open, then we will see a big catastrophe in some of those states. Because what we are saying in terms of the death, let's assume, okay, fine, I mean, people die, But we do know that there's a pandemic out there that takes you out
Yeah.
quicker than the previous
Quickly. Yeah.
death that you will naturally
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
So that means even if it's one person that has been infected out of those 150 that they said have died, mysterious, that means
Dead.
they've already infected more people that have not yet
People.
to be
Yeah.
tested. And we
That's right.
out of the whole, only 27,000 people have been tested across the whole of the country.
Yeah, but Kano now, Mr. Koiki, Kano does not have a testing center. The
No, that
testing
is back and
center
up and is back and up and running now.
is it?
The test center is back up and running as at last week. It's back
Okay.
up and running, but it still doesn't add up, because let me go back to this just came out even as I speak to you now, 47 minutes ago, from the Kano State Ministry of Health, and this is what we have here saying 14 new cases. That can't be right. Total cases is 707 at the moment. Active cases 595. They've discharged 79 people and 33 people have died.
Oh dear, that's not correct.
Hey, thank
That's
you
not
very much
correct.
for that. I have a lady who has been posting the same question. I wanted to bring her in on that question before, but because the question has actually been trashed, she asked the question before you guys start deliberating on that question, but the question has actually been trashed now, so there's no need to go there. Sister Aulat, before I go there, let me just try and answer some few questions. Can people that have gone on retirement after 35 years service in Nigeria as a civil servant come back to serve in Oduduwa Nation in case they are still okay to serve? Yes, if we
Yes,
need
now.
them. If we need them, we will call them back to come and serve. We will, like when they need people to serve in UK, they cry out and said, "Oh, nurse and all the LCI Shoko worker that have gone on retirement, we need you, please come back." And they came back. So the same thing happened. If you need people to come back in Nigeria, we will invite them back. That should not be a problem. I've given all these men, all these bunches of men on the program today too much time to talk. And they started glorifying themselves, and I don't want that to happen again. So I'm going to give my sister a very big platform because we want to actually initiate her into this program properly and grill her. Like I said, some people, when they come for the first time, we have to get them, shake them, get all the information out of them, because especially when they have good information in their head and they talk a lot of sense. This woman talk a lot of sense, so I'm gonna give her the platform. Auntie, educate us. How can we get Oduduwa Republic working perfectly and diligently when it started? Go ahead, Auntie Aulad. Over to you, Sister Aulad.
First and foremost, there's a whole, in my opinion, I speak of my own understanding now, there's a whole lot of education that needs to be in place regarding Oduduwa, because everywhere I go, I see a lot of, especially angry youth. I see a lot of angry youth. And when this kind of when this kind of cause arises, bear in mind we do have some of these angered people. A lot of people are angered, yes. Some of us are able to control our anger, yes, while some are not. So this manner of Yorubas or Oduduwa inclined citizens require a whole lot of education vis-a-vis getting what we want, albeit not with violence. Because mind you, there are a lot of people out there that have actually spoken to me regarding Oduduwa Republic, but they are a little bit apprehensive was as well. They are a little bit apprehensive because they look at it as though it may be a group of people wanting to revolt negatively. It took some time to explain to such people that no, I have been observing over time, and I don't think that is what it is, especially the kind of people that I see involved in the diaspora. So, my point is we need a lot of educating. And number two, our people are not in the habit of committing properly. We have to encourage our people to commit, especially financially. Owó ni kẹ̀kẹ́ ìhìnrere. One of the prerequisites of having is giving. There's a need to educate our people about giving because it has got to be funded. If it is not funded, it may not thrive. Especially as well that Oduduwas want to avoid going to Nigerian or Yoruba money bags such that they do not hijack the laudable project. As well, which I have mentioned earlier, our youth have got to be taught a lot of morals. Morals have become rather decadent, almost extinct in a lot of our youth. And that bothers me. It worries me a lot. Ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ kìí ṣe wà. I am not necessarily talking about I have children that dọ̀bálẹ̀ and all that, but not everyone does it. Not everyone's children do it. Yet, you may not dọ̀bálẹ̀, but be comported with good manners. So all of these are things that we have to think about, we have to work towards. I'm not saying it has not been done. I am just, saying it the way it comes to me. Hopefully next time I would have had time to prepare even further, then we may just be able to come up with more points. But, I find most Nigerians very lackadaisical. Nigerians are the sort of people that will come to this program now, this live chat, and be like, oh yes, 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 yes. When the chips are down, there will be nowhere to be found. So all of this, we need to, if it is the WhatsApp group, if it has got to start from the WhatsApp group, people have got to be taught what exactly commitment is. People have got to be taught the rudiments of belonging to this kind of cause and ensuring that it works, that the needful is achieved. Bearing in mind, some, especially professor, the elderly professor yesterday or was the day before now, people have been working so hard to get to this point. So there's a need to teach our young people that it is not a joke matter, because I know that a lot of Nigerian youth, they see so many things as joke because they have been raised not to trust. They have been raised not to believe. They have been raised to think that everyone is a liar. Hence, we have, a lot of work. There's a lot of work on your hands to do, you, the leaders. Please bear that in mind. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, sister. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go to Fatai quickly before I do the final rounds up on this program today. Fatai Okribido, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, my sister Haula. May God continue to bless your horizon. And you asked the question earlier on. How is or the dual republic going to be achieved, despite all the problems that actually are evident in our people. We know that truly in Nigeria there is no government. What we have in Nigeria is business. Many of the senators and the so-called House of Friends member we are seeing today, they are sponsored by certain stakeholders who push them forward just to go there to have a share of the cake. And the resultant of that is that immediately he gets there, he has to bring back the profit of the sponsorship. So we have gone through this for a very, very long time. And and people are they are presenting it to us as if it is governance. No. It is a calculated attempt to create, some sellouts out of your own people. Give them power, give them influence, so that they are the ones that are going to be talking, and their talks and their discussion are going to override the real genuine Omoluabis. These are the so-called Omoelebis and Omoalebis. They are there. We have got nothing to gain from them. It is their attitude, their activities that have contaminated our youths. Today, the Yoruba youth has got no goal, no mission, no ambition. The ambition is burning in them, but where is the way out? They are all stuck. Go to Nigeria today, you see Okada rider. When he speaks English, I want to cry, my sister. I was in Nigeria recently. I was crying on the street. When the boss says, I talk with passion, I know what I'm doing. I know how we grew up in Nigeria. I know the discipline that our parents gave for us. I know the discipline that we got in schools that period of time. Now, today on the street of Yoruba land, our youth they have been twisted, they have been bastardized, they have been humiliated, they have been contaminated, and everything that is negative is running through them. Even we have the international communities who want to control our morality, who want to control our ideas and our culture, bringing big money to sponsor all this so-called rap music. And the messages in this rap music are contaminating messages. We've lost it almost completely. But there is always light at the end of the tunnel. We spoke to our daddy yesterday, Baba Akintoye, and he gave us that hope that we are not going to relent. We are having a nation. Yoruba nation is more than Africa. We are spread across. There's nowhere in the world that you will see large community, not even those who came for the economic solace, but people who have been there right from the slavery time, who wants to come back to their roots. We have so many of them across. And let me tell you something. Yoruba nation knows what to do to bring the senses of his youth back. Yoruba nation knows what to do to rally around its own people.
That's true.
By the time all this agitation comes to fruition now, let me tell you, all the urbans, our monarchs, they are going to get involved. And every day, we are going to be listening to curses by many of these monarchs, that those who betray the resource of the Yoruba race, so is going to happen to them. That is as that. In future, we elaborate on that. Secondly, we are talking about bringing the sensibility and our senses of people back to normality. And this is the reason why we are telling you, as long as this advocacy is getting through, the first thing that Yoruba nation is going to embark on is the mass reorientation of our people and changing of them. And we are going to embark on mass orientation of people, reorientation of people, and the attitudinal change of all their phases of life. When education is comes back to the Yoruba culture, when every music on the street is about Yoruba culture, we don't believe in negativity. We are positive people. We want peace. We want good life. Yeah, that is what it's showing. And if not for the simple fact that we are so talented, that is why we are able to live up to today. See what has happened. See what Yoruba has done to Nollywood. See what Yoruba has done to music industry. See what we are doing. And they are telling us that there is no leader in Nigeria. The Yoruba land is full of Awolowos. But those Awolowos have been suppressed by those who have enslaved us for over 60 years. I can assure you, my sister, there is hope and there is light at the end of the tunnel. And by God's grace, with people like you, with that positive mind, we are going to gather by God's grace.
Great. Thank you very much, my passionate brother.
Thank you,
Guys,
sir.
I would like to say a very big thank you to everyone who has come today. It's been wonderful having you guys on the show today, especially my newfound sister, who I call the face of Heritage Television. I really want to thank everyone from Frambelo to Alayo Koiki,
Thank you.
to Fatai Okubido, who is my in-law. I really want to thank you guys for everything you're doing. If you listen to me in the last few weeks, I've said something and I'll say it again. Within the next few weeks, we will be having seminar. The seminar is just to start changing the orientation of people's mindset, what is expected of you as an Oduduwa person, what we need to do, what Oduduwa people, what you are expected from Oduduwa, what is expected from of the Oduduwa nation itself to you, the citizen, and what is expected of you as the citizen to the nation, right? We're gonna start educating people about the database, why it is very, very important to have accurate database. It helps in planning, it helps in education, it helps in building a hospital. We want to know how many people, how many school children we need in 6 years' time. So when the children are born this year, we use that to allocate how many children we will need in the next few years that will be entering school. How many jobs we need to create for the people that are coming out of schools at the end of next year, because all this information is needed. So your help will help us. Your help. If you notice something on the title of the program today, we say Àgbà, and we put all the necessary mark on top of it, because we want to start using our culture. We want to start doing things right. So from now on, please, education is very important. We would like to educate a lot of people, and following instruction. Following instruction is very important as well. And these are some of the things we need to do. Please, guys, if you need to join the WhatsApp group, the thing is that the WhatsApp group is for. It's not for the inner carcasses like Fatai Okrubido and Alayo Mikoiki and Frank Bello, but for external people so that we can share more information for them. So the link to join is pinned to the bottom of the screen. You can join it. I've removed the GoFundMe one for Heritage Television. That is for Heritage Television, not for the Oduduwa Republic itself. The website should be ready by next week. The app should be ready by next week. It's supposed to be ready this week, but we have to go back and make a few changes to it. Today we have to said we want a radio incorporated into the app, so that when you're not watching the real thing, you can listen to the radio. These are all the things we need to do. And from me and from everybody who is in the studio or who has been and gone, or just software Olumide, Baba, Otuba, Falashe, to everyone who has participated in this program today, to our new fan ambassador, our lady ambassador, I would like to say a very big thank you to all our viewers, the one that has been, the one that's been, the one that is still there. Today, you surprised me. In the last few days, you've been watching from beginning to end. You really amaze me. That's the kind of support I like from people. And you can see our sisters and brothers are actually smiling and waving and saying and giggling. From Bello, Auntie Aolat, Alayo Mikoiki, Fatai Okubido, and everybody working behind the scene in the studio, because as you know, I cannot run it all by myself. And I like to say, cheerio and good night. Odaro, Kasulayo, Kajilayo. Goodbye, everyone.
Good night, sir. Goodbye, sir. Yes, sir.
Heritage Television is the best. All your functions like birthdays, funerals, weddings, church anniversaries or harvest. Heritage Television is the master. We are in the heart of London with an ultra-modern equipped studio. You can call us on 020-800-46100 or email us info@heritagetv.co.uk or mobile 0734 1234 560. Heritage Television will do you proud.